clusterfuck. Um, let me try to remember what happened last time, because I think one or two things happened. Let me pull my notes up here. Okay, you guys woke up in the early morning and found that there were magically clothes in your room. That was a thing. They were very nice clothes that I put a lot of effort into planning. You killed a little time in the morning, but mostly we just skipped to the evening part where you went to a very fancy, very normal, fun party. Let's see. You arrived at the Eclipse, where you met with some counselors who were taking tickets, including a very nice dwarven man named Amder Kindkin, and Brennera's eldest son, who did not want to have a conversation with you. You entered the party where Zendraza introduced you to her wife, Adlana Keafine, who is very nice and very happy to see you all there. And kind of set you all loose on the party. Let's see. Marcus, you went and found a bathroom to shoot up in, where you found somebody who had the exact same idea. The rest of you kind of mingled about in the party for a little while, I think. If anybody has anything, please jump in and correct me. But after a while, you went down the hallway to follow a couple people who were talking about the missing crown. There we go, brought it back. And stumbled into a fight where you found Violet being attacked by a giant snake. You killed the giant snake, and then realized that in the room across from you was Amder's dead body, and was a dragon. And also Amder's dead body, I think.
Yes.
So, a couple of wizards came in and killed the dragon in literally 6 seconds, because
Excuse you, Foot killed the dragon.
I'm so sorry.
He sure did.
Foot did kill the dragon.
I love that we were all like, no!
You all thought I was gonna murder Foot. It's like, no. It's true polymorph, okay? We're good. We're fine.
It's fine.
God. You all thought I was gonna murder Foot.
Panic.
I killed a Ranger's animal companion in session 4.
Yeah.
That would have been his villain origin story.
Yeah.
Locke's villain origin story. You guys found Amder's body. Zendraza was sobbing over it. And then Adlana revealed to her wife that the crown was missing. She didn't like that tidbit of information very much. She was very upset about that. Accused some of you of being involved in it. Very briefly, especially Marcus.
Racism.
And you guys kind of left the party after somebody got killed. Let's see, there was a lot of tension going on. Adlana and Isra had a conversation about how much Zendraza and Brennera seemed to not get along. You very briefly met another of the 5 angels, Nova, the yellow one. She's very pretty. You guys left the party.
Like, hey girl, this is where I'm staying.
Yeah.
Not prison.
So you guys went back to the Eris Institute. And I think that's about where we pick off. Let's see. Alfred and Sealfree. Alfred, you went into Sealfree's room to have a conversation. Right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so you all go to your respective rooms and settle in for the night, with the exception of Alfred and Sealfree, who stay up for a while talking. Locke, you settle in with Foot and ready yourself for a good long rest. All of you take a long rest, by the way, which you desperately need after that murder mystery party.
Well, we didn't really do any of the murder mystery. Just
No, but there's a
got
mystery
murdered.
to it, so you don't know who got murdered, or you know who got
Yeah,
murdered,
but
but
a
you don't
murder mystery
know
party has-
why.
Solving the murder.
You can do that later. That's fine. Your eyes close, and as it usually does, sleep comes to you pretty easily. Your breath starts to slow. That's not the music I want. Sorry. There we go. I'm a little all over the place. Your breathing slows, your muscles relax, your body slips peacefully into rest, and yet your mind continues to wander. You know for a fact that the moon tonight was new. It had been a dark walk back to the Eris, illuminated only by the lights of the city and the stars overhead. The moon, though, had been hidden from your sight, behind clouds or perhaps just not illuminated by the sun. But now, despite that, you find yourself illuminated by the light of a full moon. The bed linens you were lying on before become a soft spread of dewy grass, and the steady sound of Foot's breathing becomes wind in the trees. Your eyes open, and you find yourself lying on the ground of a forest. It is a forest you have no memory of. Perhaps it only exists in the dream realm. But despite it not being familiar, it instantly feels safe. Nothing can harm you here. No physical or emotional stress will find you. This you know. Your body sits up, though you have no memory of asking it to do so. It is as if it is acting of its own accord, or perhaps not acting at all. It feels lightweight, or perhaps entirely non-existent. You have a form, yet it lacks the weariness of the world which it bears each day. Regardless, your body sits up and you realize that you are in a circular clearing. Trees surround you completely, and the circle is perfectly illuminated by the light of the moon. You have never not felt in touch with nature. The plants and the animals have always been just an extension of yourself. In your heart of hearts, you cannot recall ever feeling disconnected from it. This feels comfortable. This feels like you. The light which fills the circle slowly starts to diminish as the moon's light begins to wane. A sliver, then a quarter, then it is gone. Darkness has fallen on you, and yet you do not feel fear. You are safe here. From where the moon was only a moment ago, a soft glimmer of silver light trickles down. It is only a small piece at first, but as it descends, it grows into a large, rich tapestry, and the sense of safety solidifies once again as the light wraps around you. You breathe in, then out, and feel a soft sparkle in your very core. You breathe in, then out, and your eyes slowly start to open as the morning sunrise trickles in through your window. And as you wake, you find that carnations have grown in your hair. Okay. You're waking up. Foot is right where you left her on the bed. Still having a little kitty cat nap. And just relaxing as the sun starts to rise.
I'm gonna lay there for a bit longer. Maybe another half hour or so. The window in the in the room. Can we open that? Or is it barred?
You can open it, but you can't go through it. Like, there are bars in place, but you can, like, open it so that, like, wind air comes in.
Okay. Is there a way I can maybe... Could I put something out of the window? Like, can I reach through it?
You could probably slip a couple fingers through it, yeah.
Okay. After about a half hour of laying there, I'm gonna walk over to the window, try not to disturb Foot. And I'm gonna start yanking the carnations out of my hair and putting them through the window.
Okay.
So that they go outside.
Okay. They catch the breeze almost immediately and start spiraling out into the courtyard. And down below, you can see one of the guards by the gate realize that it's landed at her feet, pick it up, smell it, and tuck it into her helmet.
When he's done taking them all out, okay, he's gonna close the window or whatever he has to close. He's gonna go over and start to get ready.
Okay.
And walk over and just kind of nudge Foot to wake her up.
But slowly opens her eyes and does a great big kitty cat stretch. like a great big jaw unhinging yawn. And just kind of sits up and looks at you.
I have a question for you, MK.
What's up?
Has he ever had a dream like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was Foot there during
In the
or
dream?
was it just me?
Just you.
Okay. I'm gonna look at her.
Mhm.
Foot, did you have a weird dream last night?
She does another little mini yawn and blinks at you and then just kind of shakes her head a little.
I guess cats don't really dream, do they? Or maybe they do, and it's of like cat stuff. Like fish.
Yeah.
Or or he's just saying the start.
But it's just sitting
Or-
there very patiently.
Sunlight. I don't know, I had a weird dream last night. I don't normally dream. Should I ask Alfred about it?
It just blinks at you.
Yeah.
As you're kind of talking to Foot, you feel it's very strange because this has never happened before, and you've never really thought much about the necklace that you wear. But you feel it just kind of fizzle a little against your heart. Not in a bad way. Just a reminder that it's there.
Feel that, and I just kind of stiffen. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it underneath my shirt.
Okay.
And just make sure it's away.
Mhm.
You hungry, Foot? Let's go downstairs. And shake off the weirdness, I guess. The one-sided weirdness, anyway. And I'll walk out the door and head down.
You realize as you walk out the door that unlike every other day where you've woken up and found the day crossed off and an envelope in your little mailbox, neither is true this morning.
man, he just kind of notes that and just sinking feeling. And just makes his way downstairs.
As the rest of you, as the sun is starting to rise and the morning begins to trickle in, what are the rest of you doing? Who wants to wake up?
I can wake up.
Great.
So obviously, yeah, stuff has happened.
Yeah, you stayed up for quite a bit last night.
Stayed up for quite a bit. Sophie's just gonna kind of like, she's, unfortunately, as much as she would have hoped she would be connected enough in herself to do, she didn't get under the covers. She didn't get ready for bed. It wasn't a thing that happened. And to be completely honest with you, she's still laying there holding the dress that she was wearing the night before.
No longer covered in blood and no longer ripped.
Yeah. It's clean now. And it's something that when she wakes up and she sees it, it comes in like a weird shock. Because of the fact that, like, it isn't like it was the night before, and just kind of like the memories of like what the conversation was, like, hit her, like, once again. But she's gonna get up and kind of like, her face is still sticky with that like post like tears type thing or whatever, and she's like the dress is laying over. She quickly rubs her face and she gets up and tries to straighten up as much as she can, and she like delicately folds the dress up and kind of like puts it underneath her pillow just for hopeful safekeeping, but not, she's not comfortable enough with it to take it with her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then she's gonna kind of like hesitate a second before opening the door and taking a deep breath and leaving and going to where she would assume her food would be. She does check her usual to see if there's any letters for her.
Mm-hmm.
And like before going downstairs.
You, like Locke, I almost called you Alfred. You, like Locke, also realize that there is no envelope in your inbox, and the last day has not been checked off on your calendar.
Cool. She's gonna feel it's a little weird, but at the same time, it's like she literally just saw a dragon and people died, and she saw other things and had a really shit night, and she's just gonna keep on and walk downstairs.
Fair enough. Who's next?
Isra will get up, sort of stretch, having fallen asleep at Brenera's feet.
You wake up and realize she is not in the room.
I'll look around. Sigh.
There is a note on your nightstand, which reads, "Had to run out for a quick errand. I'll meet up with you in the Stars Center this afternoon. XOXO. V."
I'll take it, hold it to my chest like a lovesick, like a lovesick maiden hearing back from their love who's at the war front.
Oh, the war.
Sigh.
Blue, put your face away.
Before folding it away, putting it in my bag, and then going downstairs to get breakfast. Checking the calendar, obviously.
You also notice that the day has not been crossed off, and there is not an envelope in your inbox.
I keep getting blamed for things that are not actually my fault. Basically, and I suppose that is a justice system.
Alfred or Marcus? Who's up and about next?
It's probably going to be Alfred.
Okay.
He is starfishing. on the bed.
Wings out too, or
Well, it's just like one of those naps, you know?
Doing the full Da Vinci, like.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Kind of sits up, rubs his eyes, gets ready for another day.
You also were up quite late last night.
Yeah. I'm specifically going to poke out the door and look for my gold piece.
Your gold piece, it's not there.
Oh, what the fuck? I get out and I slam the door behind me and I head down for breakfast.
As the rest of the party is heading down for breakfast, Marcus, you hear one door open and close, 2 doors open and close, 3 doors open and close, 4 doors open and close. And you feel pretty confident that the rest of those butt faces that you have been forced with are all probably downstairs. And it's probably safe to go out and grab your money now.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna, as soon as I hear the what the fuck and then the slamming of the door and then little pitter patter angrily away, I'll wait a second and open my door and check my little area.
And it's empty. There's nothing in the mailbox, and the day is not crossed off. That's not true. There is a piece of paper in your inbox.
I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna slam my door closed so that I'm on the inside.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lean my head against the door and open the note underneath me to look at it.
Okay. You see a note that says that on it.
Damn.
Sorry, it's in your Discord DMs, which I know is never how I address you ever.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to ball up the piece of paper
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to shove it as far down in the bag as I can.
Okay.
And then I am just gonna probably hit my head against the door a couple times
Sure, standard.
and then just stand there for probably another 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I guess I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay. One by one, the 5 of you trickle into the breakfast room. Locke and Foot, then Sealfree, then Isra, then Alfred, then Marcus, which is astonishing because none of you have ever seen Marcus in the breakfast room before. This is fucking huge.
If there's a way for me to not sit with them, I'm not sitting with them.
Yeah, there's a couple empty tables. Yeah, you're fine. But it's the same as it was the first morning. You know, there's a couple other residents trickling in. There's, you know, cafeteria style lines and people ladling shit into bowls. You know, cafeteria food. There's, you know, a station over by the door that has, you know, just mediocre at best coffee, etc., etc.
I'm gonna grab some food and just kind of sit. Like I get there first. So I'm gonna sit like at the furthest table away from where I came from.
Mm-hmm. But follows dutifully behind you and sits with you.
Silver's gonna do the same thing. Like get some food. You can kind of tell she's like putting more food on these plates and she is actually gonna eat, but she's hopeful. Anyway. And she's gonna stop for a second trying to find Locke. Because she's pretty sure Locke's who left first. And then finally sees him. and like walks over and like kind of sits across.
Morning.
She's kind of like that spacey, like, oh, morning.
Yeah, split a piece of bacon. Or
She
something.
asked you if she would have split a piece of bacon. Oh.
No. And he just kind of looks at, and he's eating his food, and he's not really saying anything.
Honestly, Sulfur's okay with that.
Isra comes over a few minutes later with the same comedically large, just grilled, just fish that spills over the sides of the plate with grill marks on it.
Imagine like X marks over where the eye used to be.
Exactly.
Like full cartoon.
Comes over, places the plate, and just starts digging in. So that was the night. How is everyone doing this morning?
Sulfur's just gonna like, and like she has her fork, and she just kind of like stops, and then she kind of just like looks up. She's like, I've had butter days and nights.
A loud night.
That is an apt description. Yes, it was a loud night.
Locke, the longer you sit by Sailfree, red columbine flowers start to pop up in your hair again.
Ask. Can I do percept? Can I like? I think Sulfur's would ask because it's happened enough times.
You watch, you see he's eating, and you see the flowers bloom. And he kind of, you see him like take one and look at it. And he eats for just a second longer. And then he looks up and he just stares at you.
Sulfur doesn't know how to react to that. Not gonna lie, it's a weird behavior. She does another one of her like stopping of her eating, like her fork like right over her plate, you know, and it's like, I understand this may be a little invasive of a question, but I haven't. I've noticed the last few times it's happened and everything like that. I think it's extremely interesting how the flowers. Is that like mood based, or is that just random? Like, have you ever figured out why that happened? She's genuinely interested, and it is like she's very happy that there is a conversation that she can have that it's not involved the last day.
Isra adds through a mouthful of fish. It is fuck. It is a unique magical phenomenon.
Hey, Morgan, is there any way you could make a persuasion check?
Perception check.
That's a 20, right?
Yeah, roll a 20 plus your modifier, which is what's your modifier for persuasion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
4. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
That's
fuck
an
yeah.
18.
Oh.
Isra, at your comment, he just kind of looks at you and then looks back to Silfree. Kinda.
She's gonna be like, oh, well, I enjoy it. It's like a fun little personality thing. I don't really know much about flowers. Well, that's a lie, but I don't know. I don't know how they connect with your aura. It reminds me of kind of like, you know, like those really funny trinkets you could buy as a child that like you would hold and the heat would change the color of them. I think they called them like mood vials or something. It reminds me of that, and it's just, yeah. kind of fun. I just was interested, considering some are growing right now.
If you say so. I've never heard of those. The-
Mood
Thanks.
trinkets.
yeah, those.
Somebody's gonna kind of be like, oh, whoever, I wonder if that Irving store has any one weird little trinkets like that. I'll keep my eye out for them. It's kind of fun. I think you would enjoy it. You know, maybe put a little twist on to your situation if you don't particularly enjoy it.
Maybe so.
Around this time, Alfred walks into the room.
I'm gonna go to the front desk.
You're gonna go to the front desk. Never mind, he doesn't. But Marcus does after a little while. Alfred, you're going to the front desk.
Yes.
Okay. Sitting there is a guard that you don't think you've met before. It is a younger looking, but I mean, it's a tiefling, so it's a younger looking tiefling, young gentleman, who is sitting there. He yawns like he hasn't had his morning coffee yet, and he seems to be shuffling some papers around.
What?
Good morning.
Morning. I noticed that in my mailbox I didn't get paid, so I just wanted to see what was up with that.
What's your name?
Mr. Featherbottom.
Right, hold on. And he goes over to a pile of papers and starts like sorting through them. And he picks out a folder, sets it on the desk, opens it, and you see your sheet plus your companion's sheets on it. And he goes, let's see. I didn't get any kind of notice to put money or mark off a day in your inbox today. Quite frankly, to tell you, it's pretty backed up this morning. I don't know. I feel like something's going on with the council, but only one person put their orders in this morning, and that's Counselor Eivor. So, like, who knows? But I'll double check on that for you and get back to you. Is that okay?
Right, yeah. As long as I get paid.
See what the orders are.
Alright. Good day.
Morning.
I go back and get some breakfast.
Great. You enter the dining room and see 3 of your companions plus Foot sitting at one table, and you realize that Marcus is sitting on like the far other side of the room at a table by himself, no food in front of him, just silently brooding the way that he does.
One black coffee.
Same motherfucker.
He'll just get some food. Probably. There's coffee?
Yeah, there's a little
Okay.
coffee station going on.
Okay, yeah. Definitely some coffee.
Okay.
And gonna waddle over to the table with everyone at.
Fantastic.
What's going on, lads?
Good morning.
You gotta sit down.
So Fruit's gonna kind of like you can tell she's trying not to like have like an emotional response to the fact that Alfred's just like, "What's up, guys?" Like nothing happened. She's like, "Okay, maybe I should act like that." It's just...
Locke's just staring down at his food, and there's probably not a lot left of it at this point, but he's just taking his time.
As Alfred walks up, one single petunia grows. Pew!
Okay.
You are all in one place now.
Can I mention the petunia?
What?
Can I mention the fact that Petunia popped up?
You can do whatever you want, babe.
See, Sophie's gonna I'm telling you, she is latching onto this topic. She is sorry that if it is upsetting you, but she is also upset. She's like, oh, see, I'm sorry. It's probably inappropriate for you to point this out, but see that one just popped up when Alfred came, so I bet you there's a connection somewhere. Somewhere, I wonder. I mean, you probably know, and you may not be telling me, but I find it just interesting. So, I don't know, that was so circumstantial.
Do you want it?
Silver's like, you can take them out?
Well, yeah. He reaches up and he pulls it out. He kind of winces a little.
She's like, oh my god, did it hurt? I don't want you to hurt yourself to give me something.
No, it's okay. It happens. It's sometimes they just fall out on their own. I'm just not feeling it today. You can have it if you want.
Silver's gonna kind of reach across and very delicately take it. Yeah. And she's gonna kind of mess with it. She's like, this is very interesting. I feel like you can make a weird business of this.
I guess so.
Boy, Locke, she's onto something.
I don't.
And
think I
then
would
Silver's immediately
run-
being, oh, sorry.
I don't think I would run a very good business.
Silver's being like, to be honest with you, if Alfred thinks it's a good idea, it's probably not actually a good idea. I like to take it back.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, wait, I hurt me feelings.
I mean, I don't think anybody at this table would do very well at running a business or have good ideas. Is that what good ideas? Is that what you were saying? That Alfred doesn't have good ideas?
I have great ideas, thank you very much.
I'm not talking about you.
I'm at the
Respectfully.
table. You said everyone at the table.
This is in character.
I wanted to make sure.
It's a character.
Yeah, well,
It is fine. I'm sure it was a stupid joke.
honestly, I think if anybody has good ideas at this table, it'd probably be you, Silfrey.
Silver kind of it's a little bit taken aback. She's kind of been twisting the flower around in her hand, kind of messing with it. And she it's I don't know. I haven't really had the best ideas in my life. I am here. And she kind of is absently moving her hands. For some reason that made her I don't want to say flustered, but it was a compliment she wasn't expecting or ready for, and she's never been told. So she's like, oh, I know, you definitely haven't had good ideas, whatever. And she just takes the flower and kind of how her shirt is an off the shoulder one or whatever. Yeah, I definitely froze. Did I freeze?
No?
No.
Oh, I definitely froze on my side. I'm so sorry. But she was across enough, she's just gonna shut just right here in her shirt, and then she's gonna start talking with her hands again. No, she's just
You do seem to have a good head on your shoulders.
Someone's like, oh, again, I like to say, I am in prison with everyone else here. I don't.
Well, I do that.
I did nothing wrong. So.
Well, see, I did something wrong. So obviously, not every one of my ideas are good, but thank you. Look, I really appreciate the compliment.
I mean, I can't remember a good idea you've had since we've met, but or any idea, but you seem like you would have good ideas.
Don't laugh at that. That is a genuine laugh that you get from her. So thank you, Lou. Thank you. I appreciate all the love and warmth this morning from this prom.
Speaking of us all being together, I don't
We
know.
all just
and
turn
that
in
comes
unison
into
towards
play.
Marcus.
You turn towards Marcus and you see that Foot has left your table and has placed her head down on the seat next to him at the other table.
Can I make an insight check on Foot?
Absolutely. Sure.
Locke, she's got a death wish.
It's not very good. Hold on.
You signed Foot a color in my notes.
Aw.
That's an 11.
It's really interesting that you didn't notice her walking away. Usually you're very in tune with her movements. So the fact that she slipped away from you without noticing is kind of strange.
It kind of hurts his feelings a little bit. But he's gonna leave it.
Okay.
He just kind of looks away. Speaking of, I don't know if it's speaking of anything. Did anyone else not get their stuff?
Oh yeah, I talked to the guy.
I
Did
did
you
not
not get your
receive
stuff,
mine.
Alfred?
Nah, but he said it was probably coming.
Okay.
Silver's gonna be like, so essentially we're not getting paid or counted for like any of that. Actually, isn't the council probably like, that's not fair. That's what she's gonna just like,
I mean, technically, we killed the giant snake.
we should get
So
double
why?
bonus.
Exactly.
We also killed the dragon, technically.
Yeah.
What's one of us?
Yeah, I guess he did.
That is fair, yes.
Does that still mean that we all get paid though? Let's say that we're all one body, and if one of us kills something, we all killed something. How about that one?
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Okay.
I will go bitch mode if we don't get the day marked off and we don't get our fucking gold.
And
Why?
I'm sure it's not the staff's fault. I'm sure there's a logical reason for this. Yeah. Perhaps it just got caught up in paperwork or something.
To be fair, that guy died, so like,
They seemed kind of upset last night.
I mean, he died.
He did die. Unfortunately.
I'm sure they're dealing with matters. So.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't get my day. You know.
Seems kind of
That's true.
fake of them to tell us that we have a certain number of days and then not give us that.
Yeah, it is bureaucracy.
Fuck bureaucracy. Give me my days. So we're just gonna
What?
kind of like, oh yeah,
There
continue.
you go.
Mine, you go.
So like, what the fuck are we supposed to be doing right now, right? Like, where are we supposed to go?
No,
And this time, Foot pads back up to your table and sits with her head in Locke's lap.
He looks at her for a second. And then just kind of takes the scraps from his plate and puts them on the ground.
She eats them.
Gives her a head pat. I don't know, do we go back up to our rooms?
You know,
Well, that was
to
not-
mention it. We haven't really. I don't think. Have we ever actually seen the rest of the institute here? Is it just the cafeteria and the rooms, or is there not like a courtyard or anything?
You've walked through the courtyard several times.
There is a courtyard.
Alfred, roll an insight check for me.
Okay. Yikes.
Great.
It's a 6.
Man, that's the worst.
We're never gonna figure this out.
From the way the guy talked about the paperwork, you think it's gonna be a while before anybody, like, checks on you.
Okay.
It's very possible that you're not gonna get picked up today.
Well, I have a date with my wife. Well, I have a meeting with my with Brenner earlier. Later this afternoon. So if we want to, I don't know, go out, enjoy the city, I'm sure we can. I doubt they'd actually try and stop us from leaving.
I mean, we've left before.
Exactly.
As long as we come back.
Is there a way for me to do a perception check on what Isra just said?
Say again?
Is there a way for me to do a perception check on what Isra just said?
You can make an insight check.
Insight, because Sofri is confused as to why Isra can do all of this stuff yet still be a prisoner. Also, she has ulterior motives for other reasons that you know, but
Sure, go
Okay.
for it.
I don't remember what I do for this. 20 and my whatever insight is. It's okay, I have a +1 modifier. Ah, damn it, it's only a 6.
You guys are rolling shit insight checks this morning.
I can do another one.
No, that's okay. The fact that she said meeting is interesting to you.
Yeah, okay.
And also, from what you can sense, you guys kind of have free reign just as long as, like, you are there if you're being picked up for a goal, like a mission, or as long as you are back by sunset, you guys are pretty much free to come and go as you like.
As he
Solid.
just looks over at whatever incompetent guards are on duty at
No.
this moment.
Alright, I want to mention that to the whole group.
Yep.
Being like, well, if we don't have anything marked off, and we don't have anything in our like letter boxes or anything like that, we still don't have money, it's kind of one of those situations where it's like, do we even have anything to do? Can we just walk around? I mean, hell, we walked into that party last night across town like it was absolutely nothing. Do we have to be here?
What would we do?
I mean, it is a city.
Go out, enjoy the sights. At least what I meant to originally do when I came here.
Anybody have any ideas what they would absolutely love to do right now?
Well, I think after the rather stressful events of last night, spa day?
I would
Honestly.
like to not spend any money.
Alfred, you were a literal cheapskate.
Cheapskate.
I didn't get paid. What do you want from me?
I don't want to do. I would like
Yeah,
to
you
say
gave me money.
I want
Dumbass.
2 golds. You did give him 2 golds, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Wait, what did you give him 2 gold for?
Oh, don't worry
It's
about
a stupid activity. An absolute stupid activity, if you want to know.
Okay. As I just imagine whatever hijinks Alfred paid Marcus to do.
Buy drugs.
Bondra.
Speaking of which, Marcus, what's going on at your table? You just brooding silently over there?
Yeah, I have after a bit started to line one up on the table.
Okay. You do hear bits and pieces of the conversation that's happening over there.
Mhm.
Such as, we've been abandoned and we can do whatever we want today.
Yeah.
So just those little bits of information filed away in the back of your brain.
Mhm.
How are you? How's your inventory?
Not doing too bad, not doing great.
Okay, great. Okay. I just wanted to remember. Okay. So you're just sitting and snorting over there?
Pretty much.
Great. So the rest of you are starting to hatch little plans about what you might go out and do on this beautiful day. I swear to God, I do not have a spa episode prepped. So don't you fucking dare.
No, I really think sometimes you just have to treat the girl right.
Uh-huh.
Can Silfrey dare Alfred to go bother Marcus and ask him what he wants to do?
Babe, I don't know why you keep asking me if you could do things.
Oh,
The answer is
anyway,
yes.
okay, sure. Silfrey's gonna kind of like sit there and like look over at Marcus, who's very obviously doing it blind.
Just
Because no one's really giving ideas, and she's just gonna go and be like, she personally does not want to go talk to Marcus. At all. So anyway, she's gonna go and look at Alfred, who's definitely the one person that, like, you know, could be punched and it would be kind of funny, but she's gonna go and be like, hey Alfred, I'll give you Silva if you go ask Marcus what he wants to do, but you have to like get all up in his business. You have to get an answer from him.
2.
2 Silva? She kind of like debates it for a second. Then she looks at Marcus, who is like getting really into it. Like,
yeah, just
you know, getting just absolutely. She's like, alright,
You got a deal.
alright.
And he gets up and starts waddling over there.
He's gonna die.
Somebody's like, okay, I mean,
Just send him to his deathbed.
Marcus, you look up from your line and see Alfred approaching you.
no.
Hold on. Before you jump to conclusions.
What is this voice that's happening?
That's why I'm laughing. I don't know where it came from.
Hold on.
It was contagious.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Hear me out.
If you suggest some stupid shit right now, I swear to God.
I'm not suggesting anything. I came to ask if you have any errands you need to run today.
Eat shit.
What? Alright, like, might be a good activity for some, but not me. You to do anything today? Maybe.
Do you wanna die?
Hold on. Oh, I'm probably gonna waste this. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Can I see that happening? Or hear it, or can I make a perception check or
I
something?
think I remember how the spell works, because I know you'll remember. I used it a lot.
Yeah.
Alfred, could you read the description to me?
For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected. You initially this is so long. Oh my god.
What are the components?
Oh, it's all of them. Voice,
Verbal-
VSM, yeah.
So I do see it happening. 'Cause
So
he's standing right in front of me.
Not only do you see him wave his little hand, you also hear him mutter something under his breath.
As soon as he starts to do something, I'm grabbing him by the front of the shirt, pulling my gun out, and putting it to the side of his head and slamming him down on the table.
Make an attack roll.
Do I get advantage on this?
Absolutely.
This one. And
literally like,
we're gonna do this one.
Just sitting
Oh my-
copy in the background.
so they're literally over there like,
Hold on,
Locke
sorry.
just goes, you know, if we are leaving, I'll go with you.
That's a 17.
Oh my
Damage.
god, yeah, that is.
Roll damage.
Unarmed
Cool.
strike. Unarmed strike, roll damage.
Oh my
So
god.
1 plus your strength.
Your strength's pretty high.
Well, my unarmed strength is 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're a
it's
Dodger
better.
Brawler?
Fighter, baby.
Oh.
That's 7 points.
steak.
Just right onto the table, gun still at the side again. What the fuck do you think you're doing? You seem like you want to die.
I mean, do I still cast the spell?
No.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna pull the hammer back on the gun. You hear it click.
Actually, can Silver stand up when that happens?
You start to hear. You can stand up. You start to hear the cocking of crossbows, and very quickly realize that there are 4 guards pointing them at you.
I'm gonna look up and look at them. Fucking try it.
Loud.
Give me a second.
I will pull out this.
Do you fucking hear me?
I was just,
Don't try that shit.
Well, you don't even know what I was doing.
I don't fucking need to.
Alright.
Do you understand? Or do I need to repeat myself? Don't
Sir-
fucking try that shit.
And put the Birdman down.
I'm waiting for an answer.
Alright.
I'm gonna throw him off the side of the table.
Right.
And I'm gonna sit back down.
The guards very, cautiously look at each other and start to go back to where they were.
So who's gonna-
back to the table?
Silver's gonna give him the money no matter what at this point. Literally, it's like.
Silvery. I'm gonna need 5 silver for that.
How about that go, Alfred?
I'm hurt. I look
I'll
hurt.
give you 5 silver. she's like in shock, but also like that nervous laughter, like that holy shit, oh my god.
That was like 1/3 of my HP.
Fuck you.
Oh my god. Well, as my mother always says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I gotta give Alfred and silver.
Oh my
So,
god. 10? I thought.
Damage?
No.
Oh.
No, I need 10. I need to add that. I need to subtract 1 gold.
mood.
And then I need to subtract 5.
It's really like that.
Alright.
Oh, basic arithmetic.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
The hardest part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Honestly.
So,
Whew.
you guys have been forgotten about. The world is your oyster.
Oh my god.
That's what you're getting from all of this. Marcus doesn't seem interested in joining you for errands, is also what you're noticing.
Loser.
Trying to think.
We could simply just leave and see what would come upon.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, so that's what's gonna happen, at least with Silfrey. She's just gonna get up and kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna explore. Because the energy in this room that I have created is not good. So,
Would you like company?
sure, that would be absolutely pleasant.
I'll go with you.
Fantastic.
I'll come too.
I'm not worrying about Marcus.
Marcus, as you're watching all of them get up to leave, you remember that where Easter goes, another person follows.
Mm-hmm.
Are you typing something?
Yep.
Great. Okay.
What is?
So
What
you guys start to. What's up?
Sorry. This is probably. I should have asked this then. It just crossed my mind. What
What's
was Foot doing during that altercation?
Where Marcus was beating the shit out of Alfred?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was just sitting at your feet watching.
Putting a paw out of camera and getting a hand of popcorn and eating it.
Okay.
She was just sitting there, not afraid, not interested, just sitting.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
You guys start to get up from the table. And you're just gonna go explore a little?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You clear your breakfast dishes, put them where they belong, and start to make your way out of the Institute. You know, and nobody stops you. Like, it's very clear that, like, some kind of chaos is going on with, like, the guards and the administrators, and they don't have time to focus on you. But you exit out into the courtyard where a couple of the other... What's the word I'm looking for? Rehabilitants are kind of milling about, kind of seemingly having the same conversations you were, which is like, why didn't we get paid this morning? Or like, was your calendar crossed? No, my calendar wasn't crossed. Like, something very much seems to be happening. But you exit, you go through the gate. No, neither of the guards stops you. It's just fine, and you enter out into the city of Sternheim. I want Sealfree to make a perception check.
I don't like these. These scare me.
You're a
It's a good
rogue.
one.
It's literally a 9.
It's literally a 9.
Yes.
It's
I'll
literally-
roll again.
No, absolutely. You guys just start meandering.
Can I make a
Another
perception check?
perception check.
You are not allowed to make another one. Gail, you can make a perception check.
Ooh, I'm gonna use my other die. It's a nat 1. I'll
One
kill
has been
myself.
sucking.
I would actually also like to make a perception check.
I asked one of you to
Getting
do
my-
it, but all right.
Well, this is for something else.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting my
Because
other
I'm on edge.
Go for it, babe.
19.
19.
So what if I
Wow.
scream?
What
I
did I
wanna
get on
ask
nervous?
Alfred's question first.
Oh, that's the wrong screen.
Oh, just retired these dice for the night.
That is an 8.
What are you looking
Wow.
for?
I'm just... You know what I'm looking for.
You see
Specifically.
no sign.
Okay.
Lock. As you guys exit through the gates, you leave the courtyard. You kind of look over your shoulder, and you realize that Marcus is trailing behind you guys. Like, he's very clearly trying to not get caught. But you turn, and for a brief second, you make eye contact.
I immediately turn around.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Where are y'all going? Oh, I'm gonna pull up the city map so that maybe you can answer that question. Wait, the city map is up. Never mind.
Yes. Hmm.
I have no idea.
Damn, can we get a hint?
We could...
Walk the city,
We can-
see where it takes us. Have one of those movie montages where they're just walking through the city, like, ooh,
God, not a shopping episode.
Is that I've given you guys a couple different plot drops, and you could pick up any of them this session. What about last night's party interested y'all the most? Is how I'm gonna put it. I know your answer, Silvery.
The dead guy. Was
Yeah,
pretty good.
oh yeah. There's nothing like,
Oh.
I mean, I guess
That caught me off guard. What did you say, the dead guy?
I said the dead guy was pretty riveting.
Oh god. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was that funny.
Are we passing by the school?
I don't know. What direction are you guys going? Brian, did you have a comment?
Oh.
Did you have a question?
well, I was just thinking, because if I'm remembering some of the world building correctly,
Mm-hmm.
the city's basically quote unquote aligned with each of the 5 celestials. That's what each of the points stand for, right?
No, that's Asimar Island up in the top left-hand corner of the world map.
Ah, okay. Well, I just see
Azamar Island.
one with an orange building, one with yellow buildings, one with pink. Oh wait, no.
That is fully dependent on the colors that I had in my sketchbook at.
Okay.
Are there any floral shops?
Floral shops?
Yeah.
It's a city, baby.
I would like to. Wait, don't I know the city?
You know the city very well. In fact,
That's my swag.
there's a purple square on the map that you know very well.
Oh, I thought I knew what that was. Oh, I guess that's the side quest. Never mind.
You could go to the trade district or the trade ward.
That would be super swag. I want to look for some form of library or flower shop. I want to. Someone else doesn't need to come with me.
Make an insight check for me.
20, hold on.
Right, and
Insight.
Since she knows the city.
That's a 21.
yeah, I just weird insight. I figured that'd be something like either history or.
She's checking her own memory.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know this city very well.
Yeah.
We tend to use insight for memory.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Well,
It's
that's a
personal.
nat.
Inner sight.
That was a nat 20 with +1, so it's 21.
You know that there are often many, many different flower shops or like flower stands in the trade ward. You also know that as far as library goes, you have two options. Religious books, you're going to find a good chunk in the sanctum. But for the most part, if you are looking for books, you're going to the school. Which,
Great.
if you remember, there was a dragon in the library last night.
So that's definitely not open anymore.
As he remembers that, it's like.
The only
My heart
books
will
you
go.
know for certain are the fake ones at Irving's.
I have a side quest that Silfrey wants to go on. That I have been wanting to go on for like 3 sessions. So
You want to go to your house?
would I potentially have a book in that house that would give me the answer to the questions that I'm looking for right now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Can I have one? Can I magically put one of those in my memory?
Ask me what you're looking for, and I'll decide.
I want to get a floral journal because I want to know what the fuck is happening to Gale character. Why?
Oh,
Hawk.
fascinating.
Because it has been 3 sessions of me wanting to know what's happening, and a lot has
Boy.
happened so far, and there's been
Character.
repetitive stuff.
Gale character.
That's my side quest. I don't have to do that, but I would love to do that eventually.
Why don't you just make a nature check with advantage because you're a wood elf?
Why the fuck have I not thought about that? Sorry, guys. I'm going the long way.
My dear, my darling, my love, you grew up in a forest.
Got a 17 with advantage, so 17. Can I just know mysteriously the meanings of all these flowers?
Yes.
You reach it. You remember that you have a pocket guide to flower meanings in your back.
Yeah.
I'm just start flipping through that as we walk.
Okay. I know that you are looking up these.
Yeah.
So if you
Can
just
I
wanna...
just ask you in confirmation?
Absolutely.
Actually, while we're walking, since some people have some extra time to like. Actually, no, never mind. Continue. I'm just gonna DM you.
Okay. You guys are walking aimlessly, I assume.
Billy Joel's "Why Should I Worry" starts playing.
Why don't you just make a nature check?
Sorry.
Yes, Gail, you have a question?
Can I make an insight check on Marcus?
Sure, go for it. Marcus, you want to roll a deception check?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make eye contact with them again.
And it's gonna be weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait for a bit,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna turn just to like look at him to see if he's still following. and then look away again. It's gotta be for sure. Yeah, that's no good.
16.
Yeah, no, it's a 4.
Right. This man continues to scare you and continues to be an enigma.
Okay. He just looks back immediately afterwards. This hole.
I can't say anything.
Do
Hold on. You have the answer, don't you?
Ew.
What's going on?
No. Do I
Ishra is
know-
just a tourist in New York. Like, ooh,
Great.
oh.
Dream of Days. They
Yeah.
were a professor at the university, right?
Yes.
I want to lead us in the direction of the university.
The Eclipse Academy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, absolutely, you can do that. You all slowly start to veer towards the Star Center, towards the school, where again there was a dragon last. So that's a thing. But you notice that Alfred seems to be guiding you in that general direction.
Oh no, we can't get in. Oh, we probably couldn't anyways.
I cannot emphasize enough that somebody was murdered in that building.
Yeah.
But you can try.
Yeah.
Can you stealth to try to get in? By the way.
I mean, there's nothing stopping us from
I
going near it and seeing what the general state of things is.
General state of things.
Yeah.
I'm cool with
Try to
that.
get an eye on the situation.
I also support that. Once I realize the direction we're going, Sylphie's like, okay, cool beans. She also doesn't like what she found in her little book, but she's gonna
Also,
tuck that back
we
into her
were-
little bag.
We were witnesses.
Yeah, why is no one
Oh,
saying anything?
Well, I guess we sort of witnessed it.
Of course.
Man.
Like the random horse noise that
Yeah,
comes
I
up every once in a while. Okay, cool. Can I do an insight check on Locke?
What do you
Okay.
check on him for?
I wanted to, well, because of what I found in my little bag, see if I can't get any information on that. But if I accidentally find other information, I won't be opposed to that either. It's up to your discretion.
He doesn't really understand deception, so
Yeah.
No. I like perception.
Okay. Like what's going
14.
on with him physically right now?
Well, I wanted so obviously I just read this book with these flowers are meeting, and they're not very positive. So she wants to see what the fuck's up with that. So I guess just any body language, weird signs that's throwing off red flags right now.
That would be insight.
Yeah.
Insight, cool beans. So I got an 11. So 11, 12. I got 12.
Locke, what does
Cool.
she see?
Sorry.
it's okay. He definitely there's always a general sense of he's not really sure what's going on, but normally it's he's going with it. He does not seem like he really wants to be there today. I mean, there's nothing going on with the flowers currently, right, MK?
No, there's nothing in your head right now.
Yeah.
It's in your head.
He just seems different. And I'm willing, I think it was obvious, but earlier he definitely was caught off guard when you asked him about it. but like specifically like how it made him feel or how he feels right now. Just doesn't want to be there.
Solid.
Cheers.
Okay.
When we get there, I would like to make a perception check.
Okay. You guys slowly but steadily make your way over to the school and realize that it's very clearly got some chaos going on, but they're trying to restore it to like its usual occupation, like its usual state. So like you can see students coming and going from the building with ease, and like you can see there's definitely stuff going on inside the building, but also everything's just a little bit off, as also through a side door you can see where a kind of event staff is carrying chairs and tables and stuff out through the side door. So you want to make a perception check?
Yes. It is a 19.
19.
Yes.
As you guys are approaching the entrance of the school and you see some students milling about, you very clearly notice that Dream of Days is standing outside the door, like talking to someone who's probably like either a TA or a professor, that kind of thing. Having a conversation with them in kind of like a more hushed tone, but very their usual self, very put together, despite the fact that everything went to shit last night.
Yeah. I would like to walk up to them.
He notices you and kind of nods at you and says one more thing to their companion before that person walks away, and Dream starts walking towards you and goes, "Oh, Alfred, thank God. I'm so relieved to see you safe this morning."
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a big snake, but we're doing all right.
Well, snake, but also a dragon?
Oh yeah, Buddy Foot over there. Put him in the dirt.
She looks at Foot, who is...
Walk past her.
and goes, "Oh, okay. Yes, I heard something about that from Fairy. And she looks at you, Locke. I'm so sorry. And then Isra, I don't think I've met the two of you.
It is nice to be with you. Isra Trani, at your service.
Isra, nice, wonderful. And you are?
Lock Gear.
Locke. It is so nice to be meeting you. Sealfree, wonderful to see you again.
Hi, nice to see you again. I'm glad that you're doing all right.
Plenty all right. Alfred,
Well,
could you and your companions maybe follow me up to my office?
Yeah.
She leans down close to you and whispers, "Professor Alderspark has not been accounted for yet today."
He throws his hands up. Oh, it's all piecing together.
And he kind of like, shh. Just follow me. And like looks at all of you and looks back and sees to notice Marcus standing not so sneakily behind you.
Yeah, I like to imagine I'm standing underneath a lamppost, just kind of standing there.
He's not with you, is he? And Alfred, for the first time, you realize that Marcus has been following you.
No.
He is. He does his own thing.
He'll be all right out here.
She looks at Sealfree.
he is with us, unfortunately, but it's one of those weird situations where he doesn't want to be, but he does follow us. So, it's like that lost puppy type situation.
And they look back at Marcus. You had better come up too.
Oh God.
And they open the front door of the school and start to lead you all inside.
I
That
do
one
follow
student that Marcus was
at a
feeling up
distance.
just walks by. Hey man.
Yeah, one student that like when you were that thought you were flirting with him, he sees you and he goes, he whistles. I can't do it, but he whistles.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at him and then just keep walking.
Great.
The romance of this campaign.
Yes, we hope it is. Marcus and that one grad student.
Yeah.
Enemy lovers.
Chad.
Bad. I think he was a half orc. I don't quite remember.
Or, yeah.
Oh, great. Fantastic. But Dream of Days ushers you into the building. You can see that on the hallway where you guys were last night, completely roped off on the bottom floor. Like, nobody's getting in there without the proper, like, identification. Nobody's getting in there. But they lead you towards the back staircase, kind of mutter something under their breath and flick their wrist, and the door opens and they usher you all up into the tower to their office, which is on the 15th floor. I'm so sorry.
Oh man.
I'm still walking a good couple steps behind.
But it's quite a perilous journey up to this upper level office. You get the sense that this professor is fucking ripped, or just a cat. One of the two.
No in between.
Only two options. But he leads you to his office and he opens the door, and it's, forgive me, Tyler or Morgan, were you in Alderspark the other night?
Yes.
Yes.
We
Okay.
both-
So
yeah.
yeah.
They were
So
watching The Crown.
that's right. So she leads you to a different office than the one you were in last night, and this one's a lot more extravagantly decorated. Like,
Oh,
you can tell
nice.
that they've actually put effort into making it like the way they want it to be. Like, there is like beautiful dark green wallpaper, and the floors are a deep, like, polished wood color, and there's bookshelves on every single wall except where there's enough space cleared off for a desk to go in. And behind that desk is a very lavish velvet armchair in that same dark green as the wallpaper. But a relatively, like, nice but simple desk. And there's not a whole lot on it. Because Isra, you can tell from the way that you are the same as this person, in the ways that you are similar to this person. If there was anything on the desk, there wouldn't be for very long. But they usher you all into their office and flick their wrist again, and a couple of chairs kind of manifest, enough for all of you to sit down. And
Nice.
closes the door behind you.
I will be standing by the door.
Okay, fair enough.
He sure does the
So-
awkward thing of cat sitting in chair.
Albert will take a seat.
I will also sit down.
Locke will sit down over towards Sylphie and Alfred.
Foot takes the seat that Marcus is not using,
Oh my god.
Good.
as she should.
She
Two
should.
cats awkwardly sitting in chairs.
3 cats awkwardly sitting in chairs because
Third cat has a humanoid skeleton.
no, because Dream of Days goes and sits on her chair, but does it very incorrectly. Like, it's very much like both legs like pulled up and kind of like curls back around, like, and her tail is kind of like swishing, like off.
Ah, yes, welcome
back
to
of
the
the
first
chair.
meeting of the Council of Cats.
There's a bird here for some reason. But they sit at their desk and kind of fold their hands on it, top of it, and look at you. And then they look back at the door and they mutter something under their breath again. And then look back at you. I'm going to change the music because you guys are no longer outside, so it makes no sense to make noises.
Well, we got cat people, bird people, maybe there's horse people. Reverse centaurs. What do you know about that?
You guys all settle in, and Dream of Days sits at their chair. And this is the wrong music. I'm sorry.
It's a
This isn't even-
curse. It's a curse.
Change the music.
That's
Why
That
do
is-
you think I upload my own music?
yeah. Well, we can't use anything copyrighted.
Yeah, fair.
I very much just played Violet's theme music, and I apologize for that.
She's in the room with us.
We turn around.
Your heart. She's over in the corner. No, I'm just kidding. Snorting cocaine. Anyway, James,
I'll
it's
introduce you to Kevin McLeod stuff, and you'll be able to sort through that.
there. You go. James sits at their desk. I've said that for 5 times now. And looks at you, Alfred. And kind of. I do not wish to jump to any conclusions. But after our conversation the other night and the disappearance of the crown and the disappearance of Professor Alderspark, I cannot assume that it is simply coincidence.
So we're just gonna kind of like look at Alfred, then look back at them.
I do not wish to speculate wildly about the colleague, especially not one that I respect, but I fear that there are some things that are beginning to add up, which make me quite nervous. Professor Alderspark has not had the position that he has had for very long. Some 10? Question mark? 10?
Huh?
10?
Yes.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's 9. Because the other one
9.
was 10.
Yeah. Sorry. A little less than 10 years ago, he was up for the position, but was overlooked. Somebody else was given the head of the necromancy department and the adjoining council seat, and it was very clear that he did not like that very much. And well, his, shall we say, predecessor did not last in his position for very long before tragedy. And it was overlooked, but now I fear that it probably should not have been.
May I ask what killed them?
Nobody ever found the body.
It was a big sigh from Alfred. It wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't. I've done some more research for you on the crown. It appears that the crown has long been sought after by its original makers, the Drow of Nyserian. Though they long ago supposedly repented their ways, and I would never say this in front of the general, of course. I would not put it past the Drow's former nobility to try something. The crown itself is useless without some kind of additional component or incantation, and What exactly that is seems to be lost to history. But my guess is that he will take it there and convince someone to help him bring it back to its completion and use it to the... Gods only know what to do with that. They look at the rest of you. I apologize for having brought you here on such dreary business, but it felt important to catch your friend up to speed. And, well,
No, that is entirely fair. Very
So if we do an inside check on Alfred.
sure.
Did you say Nicerian?
Nicerian. Nyserion.
Hold on, what? NY.
Nyserion.
Okay.
The Drow of Nicerion.
Can I make a history check on that?
Sure.
On what I could know about the Nicerian Drow and no.
Sure. Roll with advantage.
Yep.
I got a 10.
On Alfred Insight?
Alfred, yeah, I just want to see how well the homie is holding up.
Given what you know, not so great.
I didn't think so.
He's not really deceiving.
Is Silfrey sitting next to Alfred and like in that general area, or is there someone separating them?
That's up to you.
Am
There's a
I
lot-
getting anything from any of this?
Yes, actually. You start to feel a small bouquet grows in your hair of petunias and red columbine and purple hyacinth and roses.
Is that off of Dream? Can I tell?
All of it is coming off of Alfred.
That's great. It's just a single bouquet?
Like, it is like a bunch of different ones popping up all
you
over
were
your
being
head.
okay.
Your
Yeah.
hair is now flowers.
Okay. I was
I was
like,
being poetic about it.
okay, I got you.
No, it's got the full wrapping and everything.
It's wrapped in
really well
cellophane
done.
and it's a beautiful arrangement.
Oh my god.
Who's your florist? Sorry, what was your history check? on?
22.
Okay, is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Specifically about the nobles comments, and also, well, I guess specifically, what happened that they came. What did they do, and what did they repent from, and what's with the nobility?
Excellent question. Let me pull. Oh my god, my session 1 notes up.
Wait, can I also add to this check?
Sure. Yes, you absolutely can. What are you looking for? In particular.
I
Sorry.
potentially heard of this stuff from a certain someone.
Absolutely. Where are you? There you are.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a history insight.
History.
Oh, even though it's coming from. Oh, I guess it is from.
Yeah. So
I got a 19.
Great. Okay. So starting with you, Isra, and you remember some of this from the history that Irving told you about the crown, and that's that. You know, many years ago, like 2,000-ish years ago, so like halfway through the world's existence. As you know, as all the different populations were splitting up, the elves kind of formed 3 distinct principalities, like their own independent rules. And what history knows is that there started to get some skirmishes for power, particularly including the I completely forget the title I used, but the ruler of Nycerian, the Drow ruler, started to get like really, really, really meddling into darker magic. Like not so great stuff, like the Crown of the Dead King. And it started to get to the point where the surrounding communities got nervous. And this is what you would also know, Sealfree, is that the then ruler of Avamel, the High Elf Kingdom, raised a small army of very dedicated mages to infiltrate Nycerian, kill the ruler, overthrow them, and replace somebody from within the Drow community that they trusted, and put them on the throne. And
Got it. Elf CIA.
yeah, exactly. And from there, the community started to get like a little bit more like into line, and a little less with the necromancy. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That
And
is
then-
what you know. That is what history has told.
Okay.
Would I know what elf in history did this?
Yes. This was 2,000 years ago.
Okay, yes.
So it was definitely a couple generations back. While you cannot think of the first name, you definitely know that it was a Chaothene.
All right, thanks.
Party.
Okay, cool. I need to talk to Alfred now. But that'll be for later.
So then, am I correct in assuming that there are perhaps still some sentiments in the Drow nobility that are, or is that just wild conjecture at this point?
I mean, ideas can fester. Ideas can lay dormant, especially if they're less than popular ideas. But you
And
can tell that
especially-
this is definitely a touchy subject, considering Dream said that they would never, ever, ever propose such a thing in front of the general.
Yeah. I mean, normally 2,000 years is a long time, but elves.
Exactly. So it's only like 3 generations for them. More than that, but you know what I
I'd
mean.
say like 5 or 6, but yeah.
I don't know. As you and Sealfree both know, the current ruler of Avamel is old as balls. So,
Hmm.
anyway,
Wait. I need to pull up the scrolls.
the ancient scrolls.
The prophecy.
The prophecy
It's
is
been foretold.
The ancient texts.
true.
I'm gonna be so mad if I didn't write this down.
I mean, it's like that. Brian, what is your shirt?
It's a
Wormzilla.
worm on a string. It's
Oh
Wormzilla.
my god, I fucking love that.
Wait, let me see. I love.
I
I
fucking
love
love that. Sealfree, did you have further comments?
No, I have. Okay, so here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Silfree has things she could say. But I don't know if she wants to or should.
That is entirely up to you, my friend. Dream, having kind of gotten this weight off their chest, is looking very expectantly at Alfred for some kind of response.
What are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do about it?
What do you want to do about it?
I would like to say something. Wait a second. I'm sorry, I don't mean to clip through, but
No, cut them off.
so actually, it's more just like a quick clarification thing because I was writing notes. Well, that's first. There's a second part. Was the is all of this speculation? Like that all is Dream kind of being like we think that them overthrowing Ninju is that like speculation? Is that not that's not confirmed?
Dream believes what history has told, but as you know, and as Isra knows, history is written by the victor. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Dream looks at Alfred and I do not know how to raise this to my fellow council members. Obviously, this is a very sensitive subject, especially considering the fact that this would possibly link him to the death of... Professor
I'll do it.
Elderspark. What?
I'll go after him.
This is a very sensitive subject, and forgive me, but he is very powerful.
Yeah, well.
And I can only assume that if he does... I mean, that is only assuming that he goes to Nicerian. I mean, there are so many different other things that he could do, like... Look, none of you heard this from me. Elric has always had shall we say, an interest in humans. Rumors still circulate about a half-elven son somewhere, if you catch my drift. There's such a history of the human monarchs and this crown. I fear what would happen if he were to cross the line. I don't know what he is going to do with this. And forgive me, but this is quite the task that you'd be taking on.
Yeah, well, we've got a track record of doing things that Katsubon doesn't know of.
What?
The whole Tau incident.
Yes.
You know, I've got a score to settle with him.
She looks over at you, Sealfree. I know that you were present with Alfred when the crown was taken. And as much as I care for Alfred, I know that he can be a touch rash. And whatever your input is, I would want to hear it.
So Fur kind of like sits there for a second, and you can tell that she is thinking. That is a big question to have asked her. Like, I don't know if Dream really fully knows the like thing of that. And she's gonna sit there for a second. She's like, I would not be surprised if your assumption that they were going back to Nicerion is not a reality. And I can't say that I won't be as brash as Alfred actually in this environment. There was the current leader of oh what was it called? Aramel. Abamel. One of his family members was in attendance last night.
Two of his family members were in
Two,
attendance last
actually,
night.
and to be completely honest with you, I would have told it against one of them to have motives in connection with Alderspawn.
He is Alderspark's student.
He has had a deep track record in association. You said how long ago did Alderspark get in? About 9 years?
Well, let's see. He was passed over 9 years ago, so I guess he's been on the council for 8.
Alderspark and Alamar Caffeine have known each other for more than 14 years.
Many more than that, I assume.
Many more than that, I would assume. And to be completely honest with you, he's not a truthful man. And to know that they were together, and now that Alderspark has gone, I would be more concerned. The council should be concerned.
Fuck am I going to tell Atlana this?
I would hope that
What the fuck am I
Adlana...
going to tell the general this?
I see.
Why don't you start with using his real name?
What?
And I use message to say their real name into their head.
I think you have to touch them for that.
No,
Just point.
messages point.
Point, that's right. And they kind of flinch a little. I've heard this name before, and I do not like this connection that you are making. Very well.
More than a connection.
I will. I have to meet the council this afternoon, regardless, to discuss. And they gesture vaguely. Look. All right. All right, I will alert. All right. Alfred, I recommend that you accompany me. And she turns back to you, Sielfried. I also recommend that you accompany me. And she looks at the rest of you. She looks at the rest of you. She looks at Isra. Yes?
Not for you. Alfred, it seems like you have a connection with this man. And I'm missing a lot of context, which would certainly help. Especially since I was not here when whatever happened that night happened that night.
But yeah, the less you know, the better.
I feel like
We're all
If
a
there's
group,
one-
aren't we?
also ignorance is not something I aspire to.
You remember that the crown was stolen and that those guys, talked about it. You tried to rat them out, remember?
No, I remember that the crown was stolen. I'm just wondering, Alfred's clearly got history with this fucker.
Yeah.
What the
You
fuck?
want
is
to
that?
roll an insight check?
Sure, I will attempt an insight check, especially
Sure.
since
I'm rolling
Oh.
deception for this one.
I just took skill expert, so I have expertise now.
Right. Oh, this is the whole thing now.
Oh,
What'd you roll, Tyler?
that's a 22.
Christ.
7.
I got.
I rolled a 2 on the die.
I'm a very good
Goddamn
liar.
funny. Alfred, he seems to have history with this guy, but fuck if you know what that is.
No, that's why I'm asking. Like I said, ignorance is not something I aspire to, and I feel like at this point, context is very important for us to be making any sort of decisions.
Dream looks at you, Alfred, and then back at Isra, and then back at Alfred, and then back at Isra. Does she not know?
I mean, I don't ask what goes on between you and Renera in the bedroom. Like,
That is it.
Can I say something?
That is personal. Why would you want to?
Log?
Come here.
I don't much care for getting in anyone's business. So for your business is your business. Alfred, your business is your business. If this is something that we're all going to have to do though, I think that me and the rest of us should at least have a few more dots to connect before we just go into it. Or
Especially since
before we're just kind of left here not knowing what's going on.
Especially since you are saying that basically volunteering us to go after a very powerful spellcaster, seemingly.
Unless we're not all.
I mean, prestidigitation's his hand.
Unless we're not all required to go, but if this is a thing where we're sent to do something, I would like to have a better idea of what's happening.
I mean, we don't quite know yet. So maybe I might.
You seem
share
to
more
know a
if
lot
we
more
end up
than you are
going.
catching on.
I mean, I do, but
So please share with the class. We are in a school, so it should help.
it was a teacher's office, though.
Exactly.
Great. That is a personal tutoring lesson.
Silver's gonna kind of look at Alfred in that, like, they have a point type way, but also, like, if you do tell them, pick your words wisely.
Just real quick, I'm sorry. As he's talking and as he finishes, he's kind of looking at everybody, and as he looks at Marcus again, can I make another insight check?
On Marcus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You did rolling deception.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I need to. I'm just gonna let you see that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was a nat
Yeah.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nat
that
20.
makes sense.
He's kind of got his hand up over his face, like he's kind of like biting at the skin on his thumb a little bit, but he's just blank-faced. Well, blank-faced for him is just baseline angry, so he's just baseline angry, completely blank in the face.
Resting bitch face.
He does look at you a little longer, but like more like a full second,
Mm-hmm.
but looks away again.
Dream is looking between all of you. And then seems to stop and stare off into the corner for a second. All right, I will do my best to be there quickly. And she looks at you, Sealfree. Remind me what your last name is.
Renry.
You are being asked for.
Fuck.
Would you guys like to take a break?
Yes, I need more
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
What are we shaking, bro? There's so much happening right now, and like, there's too many decisions that I can be making right now, and it is not vibing, bro.
What the fuck?
I
is
have
going
to.
on?
I'm
What
about
the
to
fuck
text
is going on?
Tyler. About to text Tyler.
Tell us.
Hey, wait! I can send the art now that I drew mid session. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm stressed. Anyway,
I'm gonna stop the music for now.
fuck, I'm stressed.
Ah. Fuck, my throat is getting dry.
Oops. Drink water, bitches.
I am out.
No, well, in that case.
I need to
guess
get
you'll
more
just have to be
water.
prepared to die.
Shut the hell up.
I guess you're just gonna have to be.
Sorry.
Not you, Morgan.
Oh, bro, that fox. Hell yeah.
Alfred's,
I want to see it.
Alfred's literally so easy to draw, guys.
New
There's just like a square with a head with wings. It's great.
Yeah.
I can draw him
Wow.
dabbing. It's literally so easy.
Dabbing?
I
No.
love that.
Yes.
I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna forcibly dab your character. Okay, I do need to.
Yes, I got a piss too.
Whose dice is in the bucket? Oh, that's mine.
How's it going?
I'm so excited. Sorry, I have to go and urinate.
Oh gosh. Just let me out.
Where's my phone?
I am the captain now.
Galen's become time.
You're the captain now?
Gail's got his foot stuck.
Yeah, idiot.
Gail's got his foot stuck.
Idiot.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, no.
Where's my D in the PP?
Hello?
Mom.
You. That's. That doesn't tell me where my D in the PP is.
Your mom.
Yeah, well, your mom and your dad. Boogie woogie woogie. Is it in the fridge?
Yes. That was mean. I'm sorry.
What? Hell yeah, brother. God damn, I do love me some goddamn Dr. Pepper. Woo-wee. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Where's my phone? So stressed.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think that makes sense.
Something tells me that makes sense.
Ugh, my knee. I love that Marcus almost killed Alfred.
That was so fucking funny.
Ah,
God.
he really said table time.
Literally! I even shot him and fucking killed him!
Yep.
I got fucking tavern brawler!
That was
What the
amazing.
fuck?
That was amazing.
Killed me!
I hope he. I wish you had gotten to shoot him.
I would have killed him.
Yes! Yeah. 22 hit points!
That's really funny to me.
It's hilarious.
Marcus has over double your HP.
That's not
Weird boy.
Habba-ba. I'm gonna turn the music back on.
I'm
Habba-ba.
scared.
You should be.
I'm in danger. Did this show up on Twitch?
Charles.
Does this show up on Twitch? That's my
Yes, it
question.
will.
Does.
It will?
Wait.
No. You can only do so many gnomes. I think the
Okay.
singular one's really funny too, because it just like hangs out for a second. Sorry, we gotta get on track.
Yeah, sorry.
Tyler with Gucci.
Yeah.
All right. Stop with the Charles.
It was my face. Hold on.
Okay. God damn it.
Last one.
Last one. That was like saying pee at the nighttime sleepover.
All right. So, Dream looks at you, Sealfree, and says, "You're being summoned." They stand up from their desk and throw a couple things into a bag, which they then sling over their shoulder and look at all of you. You had better follow me. And start to walking towards the door.
Okay, obviously Sylvie's following. So is the whole group going or just Sylphie?
I mean, before they asked Alfred to go with, so.
Oh, true. Okay. I'm
Fellas.
It is
Yeah.
going down, of course.
They start walking down the stairs towards the bottom floor of the school. It's many flights of stairs, but they seem very determined. So they're just kind of glancing back every once in a while to make sure that you're all following, but mostly just like very focused on getting out the door. They go down and down and down and down and down the winding staircase, and eventually go back through those two double doors where the entrance to the professor's offices are where the bell is. And then checks one more time to make sure you're all there before going out the main double doors of the academy. They walk as well in the direction of the Aurora Citadel, which you all friendly reminder is where you were taken when you were arrested and where Zendraza lives. Sure. And starts walking in that direction, and it seems like there's quite the hubbub happening outside with like guards milling about, very obviously like gossiping like they are not supposed to be, but like they really don't give a shit that a counselor seems to be approaching because they are just like talking very.
It's bring your kid to work day. That's why it's so hectic.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the murder.
I try to hear what they're saying.
Absolutely. Roll perception for me.
12.
You hear only one thing. He said there was a human with him. That's the only thing you hear.
Cool.
Marcus immediately starts Fortnite dancing.
Go, white boy, go!
Gliding across the ground.
Um,
I'm just gonna kind of keep my head down a little bit and keep walking.
you Dream takes you inside, and the guards very momentarily snap to attention, and then the second Dream is through the door there. Again. They lead you up to the second floor. Not the side with the offices, but the side that you remember interacting with Zendraza and, oh, hey, kitty cat, Fairy and what's his name? The tiefling. Shit.
Have it somewhere.
I also have it somewhere. Cormac. Cormac is his name. But it's that same very elaborate room where you first saw the crown in. And leads you up just outside its door. And pauses in front of all of you and says, Miss Winry, you probably should go in with me. I suggest that the rest of you wait outside until I can call you in.
Silfrey knows something is about to just fucking happen that she's not. Yeah. She looks violently anxious.
The closer you get to the door, you start to hear quite the ruckus happening inside. And by that, I mean raised voices.
Great. Okay.
Alfred's going too, right? That's still free.
If you want to ask.
Oh wait, I'll go too.
And
Right.
no,
I was there.
pause. Did I hear what Marcus was hearing?
Make a retroactive perception check.
I got 8.
You heard one word, and it wasn't what Marcus heard. It was Aasimar.
Don't want Alfred to come with you.
You don't want Alfred to come with you.
Want to because I have heard the other word as my person, but my character hasn't. So the fact that she got summoned by herself is nerve-wracking, and she doesn't know what it could be, and it could be someone that she doesn't want to see, and she doesn't want. And if there's yelling, I don't think she wants to bring anybody else into that situation. So wait, can I do perception check if I recognize the voices yelling?
I mean, there's a lot of different
Okay.
voices happening.
It's fine. Actually, you know what? Fine, he can come in. That's okay.
Oh,
Because Silfrey doesn't know the other part.
Dream kind of nods and opens the door and ushers you two inside and then leaves the door cracked so that the rest of you can hear what's going on.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
post
ear
it
is
up
up
next
against
to the
that wall.
Yeah.
I'm back against the wall next to the door, so if you're looking through the crack in the door, you can't see me, but I am as close as possible.
I'm
I
gonna
assume
cast message on Silfrey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna message them. You can continue though. It's not.
Are you texting them?
Yeah.
You also have to let me know.
Yes.
You walk into the room and it is pure chaos in there. It is, with the addition of Dream of Days, it is now 15 people, all in various states of standing and sitting in their chairs, absolutely hurling words at each other. And sitting at the table, included among them, is a person who is very immediately familiar to you, Sealfree. A young man with deep red skin and black hair who is anxiously tapping his foot and looks like he very much does not want to be here. And he is sitting next to a young woman who looks very much like him, who is one of the most vocal people right now. Hold on, let me see what Tyler said. Oh, cute. And sorry. She slams her hands down on the table and then points at Adlana. You know, just because you think he's so fucking perfect does not mean that he cannot be believed. Does not mean that he cannot be believed. You are blinded by your affection, and you are blinded by your sense of superiority. And Adlana very visibly bristles. That is enough. You are making the wildest of accusations, and quite frankly, I will not allow for it. I won't allow for it. No, this absolutely not. It cannot possibly be. It cannot possibly be. And Zendraza reaches over and puts her hand on her shoulder, and she brustles it off. And Zendraza puts her face in her hands. And right. Ethan, just what exactly did he say to you? And at that moment, this young man, this red young man, this person who you know to be your friend Aaron, sees you and runs over to you. And throws his arms around you. Sealfree, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I came to tell Ethan, but I thought that you might be in town. I mean, he told me that you might be in town, so I panicked and I sent for you, and I'm really sorry.
Sealfree's in shock. Bottom line.
Scratch my nose.
I don't know when the last time she's seen this guy.
About 15 years?
To be honest, it's been like 15 years and she hasn't fucking seen this person and she hasn't gotten one letter for it. And if he's here, then she better not be talking about what she thinks he is. And she's like, she wants to hug him, but she can't because he's freaking out. And she like pulls away and grabs his arms and is like, stop, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Why are you here? What's happening?
He can't look at you. Sealfree, we weren't meant to be gone this long. We were... And the bickering is still happening behind you. Voices are raised, insults are flying. You're pretty sure at some point Zendraza calls somebody a slut and a young man with pink hair stands up and slams his hands on the table. You don't know what's happening. But we were hired by I don't know, some high elf man find this artifact, and it kept eluding us for years and years and years and years and years and years, and somebody else found it before us. And I was the only one to get away. Sealfree, I am so sorry. I just ran. I didn't know what else to do. I am so sorry.
She's literally shaking, like she's shaking this guy and being like, it's like, you're, what do you, she's like, it's just you? What?
I don't know if it's just me, but people were falling, and I just went. I just went, and I didn't see him, and I'm really sorry. I didn't know what else to do.
She can't do anything. The realization, she's like can't even cry. Like, I think that her grip on his arms like kind of like loosens and literally like falls to her knees Like, just she can't stand up anymore. Like, the thing that he's telling her is something that she cannot take.
He sinks to his knees and he towers over you because he is not only an Asmar, he is the child of an angel, and so he's fucking enormous. And he kneels down with you and puts his hands on yours and just starts weeping.
Bro, he's crying and she's shaking and she's trying to cry but can't. And literally the only thing she gets out of her mouth was just like, we were supposed to get married, and that's all she could say. And literally, like, it is like the worst situation. Like, it's the most heartbreaking, like, pitiful realization. And then she finally, like, breaks down.
As you are weeping on the floor, you hear a gavel bang on the table, and everybody falls absolutely silent. And Zendraza, sitting with her wife on one side and an empty seat on her other side, sets the gavel down and takes a deep, shaking breath. Aaron, please come back to the table and catch Counselor Days up to speed. And Aaron wipes his eye and stands back up and gives your hands one more squeeze before going back to the table and sitting down next to, presumably, his sister. And he takes a couple of very deep, shaky breaths. And Ethan hands him a glass of water, and he sips from it before. I work for a band of rogues, and, well, 7 years ago, we were hired by Elmar Keafin, the son-in-law of the ruler of Valdganedin, to retrieve an artifact for him. The crown of the dead king. It eluded us for many years. What was supposed to be a very simple mission was beginning to look hopeless. Earlier this week, my friends and I, my companions and I, we were told that somebody had found it before us, and he did not show mercy. For as long as I could, I stayed with one other member of my party, but people I have known for many, many years were falling. And we got separated. And I just ran here. I just ran. And Dream kind of collapses in her chair. And looks up. And one of the council members, this young gentleman who is equally as tall as Zendraza and Ethan and Aaron and all of these other Aasimar bitches, but he's pale blue in color and he has curly brown hair. He takes a deep breath and he goes, Forgive me, but I believe I heard the word human being thrown around. And Aaron nods and looks down at the table and looks up at Sealfree and looks back down at the table. One of my companions was a human man. His name was Alex Lerner. And he was the one I was separated from at the very end. He has lived on this continent for many years. He was not a recent effect, and there is no reason to believe that he had any ill intentions at heart. He was a good man. And he looks back down at the table. And Adlana starts sobbing from where she's sitting. She is just weeping and shaking her head and murmuring, no, 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 no. And all of the council members seem to be in various states of shock or sorrow or processing. And nobody talks. Because what do you possibly say to that?
I think Sealfree would have something to say at this point. Like, has switched over from the realm of, oh my god, he could be dead, to now, oh my god, he could be dead because of this fucking bastard, you know? And something about the way that Adlana is saying no over and over again sets an absolute nerve off in Sealfree. Because this brother of hers has never let her have anything fucking good in her life. It is literally like she's hearing this and it is silent, and she collects herself just enough to literally like stands up, and the way she collects herself is a way of it's not, it's like she's done it over and over, and this isn't her first time. She literally like just walks up to the table to whatever empty spot she could find,
which would be 2 seats down from Adlana, next to Zendraza.
Perfect. And she literally points at Adlana and is like, you know he could do this.
Zendraza turns and she is glaring daggers at you because you are in her dead friend's chair.
She's not sitting, she's standing. She would not sit down.
But you're in his spot.
Okay.
And Adlana looks like she is visibly keeping herself from vomiting.
And Sealfree's going, okay, yeah.
Takes her glasses off and puts them on the table and starts wiping her eyes. I think we need to have a talk, Killian.
So Sealfree has so much going through her head. She's literally like, now she's switched over from that moment of like immediate grief to now she is just so fucking angry. So he doesn't get mad. She's livid. And she's like, no one at this table should have any doubt that that man could do something like this and could want to cause something. You know how power hungry he is, and you know how disgusting of a human being he is. And
that's
you
enough.
were there.
Zendraza cuts you off.
Dude, Sylphid just like fine. She does stop because she does not like when people yell at her like that. Like it's immediately stop and flinch down. And
She puts
Like
her
she's-
hand
okay.
on Adlana's shoulder. Take your friend. Go to my office, and I will be there in a moment.
So Free would get one last word in.
Okay.
She literally would be like getting escorted out of this room. The door's trying to be like, no one in this room should have any doubt and like should be putting any blame on Alex. Just being like, I don't know his backstory, I don't know his thing, whatever, but he would never hurt anyone or do anything for them, and he did not want to go. Anyway. And then she would leave. Sorry, Alfred, she's ignoring you for like a quick second. She walks out of this
You know
room.
what?
And like literally busting through the door, like everyone that was standing there listening has to like stab him back like in,
Quickly,
like in,
I was like,
like in Pride and Prejudice.
Aaron follows you out. Yes, Gail.
Yes.
Just a quick question.
What's up?
The door was cracked open and we could hear all of that, right?
You could hear every word.
What's the general status of my guy?
Let's see. You feel like shit. You feel like you're about to keel over and die. There is so much happening. You're going to explode. There are petunias, there are carnations, there are columbines, there are hyacinths, there are roses, there are anything that you can think of. They are coming out of your head.
At this point, at one point during all of that, he kind of fell to the floor and he's on his knees, but he's been very still and he looks like he's about to cry, but he's not.
Isra, what's up with you?
Secret notes that reaction, files it away for later, and as soon as Sealfree walks out, she's just like immediately looking as nonchalant as possible, grabbing just a magazine off a nearby those tables with like the potted plants.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
grabbing the magazine, has it open, it's upside down.
Marcus?
Not paying attention to either of these two people, and as soon as Sealfree walks out the door, he kind of stands back, like shoulders way farther back than normal, like almost like he's like actually standing up for once, and just kind of puts himself to the side and behind Sealfree. Like, just like as if he were to start following her.
Alfred?
I'm gonna stay in there.
You're gonna stay in there? Okay. Aaron follows Sealfree out. Ethan follows where Aaron goes. Adlana and Zendraza take a moment to clear themselves, and they follow out as well.
Oh.
And the rest of the chamber is just sitting in silence. I have no idea what the fuck they're supposed to do now. Especially Dream, who walked into all this bullshit.
Yeah, actually, Alfred would go. I forgot that they said they were going.
Yeah. Zendraza and Adlana catch up with all of you. And Ethan is just glaring daggers at Adlana. And she is not registering it at all, because she is still just crying her fucking eyes out. And Zendraza opens the door to her office and ushers all of you in.
I'm following them if I can.
Absolutely. Whoever wants to follow can follow.
Yep.
We're all going?
I'll check on Locke to make sure he's like,
That's a good idea.
are you okay?
He completely shrugs her off and stands up and follows, not acknowledging her.
Okay. Bad actor. Like, fuck, man. Everybody in here so goddamn serious.
Somebody's dead. Many people are dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but there's
there's
like
a-
all this
There's a
personal
bad
thing
dead.
going out with it.
It started
Yeah.
with one.
And people could be dead. And people will be dead.
A person is dead, and apparently it's related to everybody's fucking backstory.
There's some
That's
connections
anything.
here.
I don't half-ass anything.
It's like, once again, glad I'm not the trauma mama here.
Just wait. She ushers all of you into her office, except maybe Locke and Isra, who I assume are still hanging out in the hallway, unless you follow. Up to you.
We both said we followed.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Sorry. She gets all of you inside and closes the door and places a silencing charm on the door so that nobody can hear what's going on in here. And she very, very gently ushers Adlana over to her desk and sits her down and hands her some, like a handkerchief for her to take a second and collect herself. And Ethan is absolutely just fuming, pacing back and forth, and Aaron keeps looking at Sealfree like he is so fucking guilty.
And
But
I make an insight check.
yes, you can.
On Aaron.
Yeah, sure. Aaron,
I'm
that's
gonna
ERON, by the way, because Asimar bullshit.
Hold on.
That's
E-R...
typical fantasy bullshit.
R...
ERON.
Okay.
That's
And
what we're hoping.
Athan, AITHAN.
A-I-T-H... what?
AN. Athan.
A. Okay, got it. That is... Where is insight?
Up your butt.
14.
What in particular are you trying to notice?
Can I text you?
Absolutely. Always. Morgan, don't look so sad.
No, you don't understand. You
do
said
understand.
you said that Almar hired them, and the amount of rage that seized through my body. I was sobbing. Like, dude, like I was literally like there's my arms are like soaked. I was literally crying.
I texted like 2 friends who are watching the session tomorrow, and I was like, without context, Morgan is crying.
Hey,
I was also crying.
That makes sense.
Okay. Let's see. So, she sets Athana down and goes over to her drawer, opens it, pulls out what looks very much like what she was smoking the first time you met her, evaluates it for a second, puts it down, and puts it away, and just... Obviously, there are some very high tempers and emotions in this room right now. She looks up at you, Sealfree. Some things are starting to click into place. Although, what exactly they mean, I don't know. I do know that we have seen you for the last 15 years on holidays. I know that you are standing in front of me right now using a different name. And I know that Aaron's description of the facts lines up well enough. What exactly is he capable of?
So Bree literally just laughs like that. Like that you have no idea type stuff. She knows that everyone's in this room right now, and it's gotten to the point in this moment that the person that, again, like you guys all know, was going to marry could be dead right now because of some other dude that, well, So she goes and she asks that, and Silver kind of goes. She's like, you know he. Adlana asked that, right? Or did Zendraza?
Zendraza. Adlana's still
Zendraza.
recovering from the fact that she's been crying for the last hour.
Well, Zendraza kind of, she's like, Zendraza, ask your fantastic, gentle wife what her brother is capable of. She knows. She was there. She's not blind to the situation, everything like that. Years ago, the fact that my family gets convinced that some high elf can come into their small little wood elf kingdom shit and promise that they could go and we can fix your debts, your problems, your status, you can get more, and came in with a power hungry because he's the youngest of 8 brothers. Right? It's 8 brothers, right? 7
There are
brothers?
7 brothers.
7. The youngest of 7 brothers who will never account to anything. Comes in, takes me as his bride, unwillingly, forceful. I had nothing to do with it. Went in when I was against him in that situation, killed the person that I was with. He's capable of everything for power. To dismiss him for anything would be foolish, and just because of the fact that his sister wants to be naive, and one of the worst times to be naive.
That is enough.
See, but you won't even take it. How am I supposed to get this across when you won't even let me say the truth of what's happening?
I want to listen to your story. You came to me first with falsities and lies. And I have given you your space while I tried to assess what was going on. And I believe you, but I will not allow for insults towards my wife.
Falsities and lies of my name.
Yes.
You know I go by these names so that he can't find me.
That much is becoming clear.
My intentions were not to deceive you. My intentions were to keep myself safe. The other night, literally last night, he sent me my mother's dress. Laughed at the fact that I was wearing it. I don't even know if she's alive. Now I don't know if Alex is alive. And we're dealing with dragons and people dying and this crown being missing. Is this more than you guys think it is?
Very clearly we are out of our depths. Something seems to have clicked into place in the back of her head. And Adlana finally sets her handkerchief down, puts her glasses on, and looks up at you. And she holds out her hand to you.
So Free would take it. Does that like really shaky sigh and realizing she's being mean. She's not being mean. She's being intense, and she hands her hand over.
She puts her other hand on top of yours. What did he do to you?
I think Silver just starts crying. That's a crying moment.
Great. There's 2 elves in here just weeping.
Weeping. We like to
Just
cry.
Sitting over here like that one friend that got invited to Thanksgiving and things have turned dark. It's like,
Silver kind of gets that question, and she's just like, and she's kind of like can't say it. She's just like, he was not good to me. And that's kind of all she says. It's like through tears, like literally crying. There's so much.
We've seen you. We've seen you at holidays. We've seen you at things. Who was that if not you?
That clicks in her head. She's like, wait. She's like, what do you mean you've seen me?
You've been to our house multiple times in the last... How long have you been married? 15 years? We've been to visit you and your family. We've met in other places. I don't understand.
Sophia's not crying anymore. Like that, like, shock moment. She's like, she's like, I've been here for years. What do you mean? I live in a house right outside the city. What are you saying you've seen me with him? Well, then there's really is more going on here than we think there is, because I will never be seen 5 feet near that man ever again in my entire life.
She looks up at Ethan and Eivor. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. And she stands up and she leaves the room.
Sophie's gotta sit down.
Yeah, just go ahead and sit in Zendraza's chair.
She's just gonna
It's
sit.
vacant now. It's
She's
vacant
just gonna
now.
sit.
She lets you.
She's in shock.
Zendraza turns away from you, but has her one hand on the desk and the other on her face. Right, well. I recommend that we all take some time to figure out what is at the bottom of all of this. Before we figure out how to proceed. Because I have not the foggiest idea. Aaron walks back up to you. And turns back away. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Sorry. Oh, God.
I want to make another insight check.
Okay,
I'm gonna text you.
great.
Inside check? I know that's like you ask for other people, but can I do a little moment thing?
You can, do an internal insight check.
It's on Marcus.
On Marcus?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Roll
text
with-
you.
Roll with advantage because he's distracted.
Vibes. It's better be better.
Question.
Yes, Gail, you have a question?
What is Foot doing?
Foot is sitting exactly halfway between you and Marcus.
I'm gonna take back my check. Because I can just ask later.
Okay.
She is looking at Marcus, though.
He makes eye contact with you.
Complete blank stare, but still. He
Shoot,
also
he-
is like behind you and still off to the right. Still standing up near the door, but he's still like closer to you than he is most everybody else.
I think it's just like a quick glance and a way of like, hey, now you kind of know that, you know, little thing.
I don't
Still
mean
free.
to sound.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
No, you go ahead.
Locke is staring at you, Silfrey.
Mm.
But that's all I was gonna say.
Zendraza's still in the room, right?
Yeah.
Oi, Zendraza.
She turns and looks at you. Yes.
I think I know where you can start looking.
I believe I have an idea as well.
And gonna message the name.
All right. Do you know where we might find him? Because if you do, I suggest you tell me now.
Oh, I wish I did. Because then I'll deal with it myself.
Certainly, they would not be stupid enough to go home. Certain. Yes?
If I may,
Yes.
this all seems like a lot that I was not expecting to be, well, happening. Still. Perhaps it would not be the worst time to check and send a messenger that capable of sending a message back to confer. Just an idea. This is just a case of my understanding, but history has shown that the mad and those who do extreme things, they do not always confer along the normal lines of reasoning. So
What exactly are you implying?
I'm just saying, you say he would not be stupid enough to go home, which, granted, I do not know where home is or who this individual is really. But I know that people who go to extreme measures, such as, well, the events that we have found ourselves in, he might do what one might consider a stupid idea. Because he believes himself above whatever repercussions might occur. Again, I'm speaking from a very lack of understanding of what is going on and who these individuals are.
I appreciate your insight, but earlier today when we realized that Professor Elderspark was missing, Professor Days attempted to check in on him, as it were, and found themselves completely cut off. I imagine all kinds of shields are up. And unfortunately, seeing as he is so fucking powerful and important, how the fuck Did we overlook this? Yes.
Can I ask a plot question?
Of course you can.
So you said that they may have returned home. Who's they?
Almar and Kelric.
Is that what is home?
Just like the entire northwestern part of the continent in general. Either Vald or Abamel.
Swag.
Party. Ethan seems to have Aaron kind of tucked away and is walking him out into the hallway. And he turns and looks back at you one more time before following her out.
I want to give him a look of like, I don't blame you. Like, it's okay.
He nods and goes on his merry way. And so it is just the five of you and Zendraza in the room.
And I know this is definitely not the time, but yet it is,
Yeah,
to try
absolutely.
to very quietly just...
I'm gonna say yes, but also Zendraza looks at you.
I make
Goes
eye
back-
contact halfway through the line.
She goes back into her drawer, pulls out whatever she decided not to smoke earlier, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a long line too.
Well, I suppose we're all doing this as Easter pulls out the catnip.
seems very interested in it.
Boy, hook
So-
up my love.
Tiffany would laugh at all of this. I'm not gonna lie. Like that, just really stressed and like, no, everyone's doing funky drugs. She's just like, yeah, okay.
We all have our ways of de-stressing. Fuck, how do cats actually, like, how do they actually get
They
high?
eat it.
They eat
Okay.
it.
Yeah, they eat
Okay.
They consume it.
Consume.
Consume.
Zendraza, once she's had a couple, he seems to relax just a fraction. All right. I assume that you have some kind of idea of what he might attempt. And you know how vital it is that we stop it.
Which one's she talking to?
Both you and Alfred.
Solid. Silver's just gonna kind of. It's like they want power. They'll do whatever they need to. Apparently, they'll make a fake me to hold the illusion. Those are telling what they will be doing next.
I think it could be cataclysmic.
Were it not for the fact that I am now the only living person on the planet who can speak to either of the gods, I would find him and smite him myself with my holy sword. As it is. Something tells me that the two of you would appreciate the catharsis. Very well.
I want to fucking dead more than you do.
Very well. You can have my guarantee that if you stop this, all of your debts will be wiped away, and you will be able to walk away clean. No questions will be asked. Just end it.
Kind of looks at the group. Boy, what do you say, lads? You gonna come with me? Or stay here?
As a... I'm trying to think of the word. As a habit, I make sure I do not make any decisions without knowing all the information beforehand. I will not commit myself to this unless I know what exactly it is I'm getting myself into.
So free will. Oh, sorry.
The two of you seem familiar with this individual, or these individuals, as I'm still not entirely sure whether it is one or more that is involved with this.
So Free's gonna look at Isra, like, dead on. And then would be like, there are 2 men that are of concern of right now. Could be more. But as of right now, there's 2 men. Aldrisbach and Almar Kennethian. Those 2 men want power. I technically was married years ago to Almar Kennethian. I'm no longer, under my eyes, married to him. I want him dead. That's the end of it. Alfred has his own reasons for wanting Aldrisbach dead. These 2 people could make this whole entire place absolutely destroyed. And then she kind of looks at everyone in the room. And she's like, you don't have to come with us. But this is a situation that, if we don't do anything about this, you won't have a home.
I can think of someone who will be very interested in returning the crown to safety.
I have a question.
Yes.
Specifically for you,
Right?
and specifically not to any of these other people.
She ushers you into the corner. Hold on 2 seconds. I really have to pee.
Why?
Hold your question for me.
Oh god.
There's a lot happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Do we want car time after this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys have gotten a good chunk of Sylphid's
drop.
beef.
That's insane.
Lord drop. That's not
No, I'm...
Lore free.
literally, spoiler alert. Oh, also, if you didn't catch the name, her real name's Killian. I don't know if you caught that.
I gotta write that down.
I didn't
Killian
catch that.
spelled like
Kill-I-N.
okay. That's how I spelled it.
Also, just off. This is not off the charts. But this is just whatever. Like, the man was like, you know, in the good way. So whenever Marcus yells at her, she gets immediate flashbacks. Fun facts.
Oops.
That's why she flinches, and that's also why she flinches with Syndraza. And that I didn't want to explain the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like
Oh
that.
my god.
Here we are.
Lore drop.
There's also 2 more things that no one knows about, and that I don't know how to drop, but you'll eventually know. It's a horrible
It'll come
way.
with time.
The lore
It'll
just
come with time.
happens.
The ebb and flow of the
Whoa.
lore.
The Lorben flow.
The Lorben flow.
It's kind of some of the. It's kind of some of the worst of it that you
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway, now I'm so happy that Marcus knows. It's so
Again, I'm just like-
exciting.
Jesus fucking Christ, there's a lot going on. Everything is
Essentially,
happening.
Basic
And I'm like-
line.
I don't know what is going on.
Basic line. Sophie and Alfred want these 2 homies dead, but it would be good if they were dead because they want to take this crown and literally make an army to probably take over everything. Vibes. Right, vibes. Because we learned in the other thing that this is the crown of the undead king or something like that. Yeah, vibes.
Mhm.
Bye vibes.
Hello.
Also,
Hello.
MK is back.
Marcus, you had a question for the general.
Yes. He kind of just hushes his voice. I'm not gonna text this to you because it's not
Right.
too much. But he kind of walks over with her. You said no questions asked.
No questions asked.
No follow-up. And you'll wipe all record of me being here. All of it.
All of it. I think you are underestimating how. All of it.
Forgive me for being suspicious. And he's gonna turn around and walk away.
Blame you.
He's gonna walk back over to where he was.
I don't normally concern myself and other people's affairs. But if what you say, Alfred, is true, and it could be cataclysmic.
How does he know what that is?
Be nice. For just based off of the little I've been around word of these individuals, they've caused a lot of conflict and pain. And when he says pain, he looks over at you, Silvery.
Mm.
And it might be selfish, but I would rather not be by myself anyway. So sure.
When Locke says yes, Silfrid kind of gives him like this really sweet but like obviously tired smile.
You know.
But that's like it.
Yeah.
I want them both brought to justice. I want the crown returned safely, not here, because I no longer trust its safety here. I want it to return to the spire. She looks at you, Isra. I want it there for safekeeping. Do you understand me?
If this is a formal request for House Sotrani to take the artifact into its care once it has been retrieved, then I am most certainly willing to accept this on behalf of my house, and I shall do my best to make sure it is safely stored away so that none may use it for ill-begotten gains.
Thank you.
It is through this formal request that I humbly accept this mission. However, and I turn to Alfred, you better start giving us actual information that we can use. Anyone who goes into a fight regardless of the enemy, anyone who goes into a fight without knowing what they are up against is doomed to fail.
This is true.
Secrets have no place between allies. This is a definitive. So unless you want us all to end up dead, you best start speaking up, bird.
Why the fuck does my past have anything to do with this?
I'm
I
asking
don't
what you know
care
about this
what you have to
individual.
say. I
What?
fucking don't. I'll tell you when I'm ready.
You best better
'Cause as
tell
of
us
right
before
now-
we face him.
I've known you for what, 3 days?
And I've only known you for 3 days. How do I know I can trust you?
Because I'm the one who knows the information.
Then you best start telling.
Then you're gonna have to earn it.
I'm putting my life at stake.
Then don't go.
I have been asked to go. I have accepted this task. This is about the honor of my house. Again, I'm not asking for your life story. I'm asking for what you know about this individual. Anything that might give us an edge. Because apparently, this is a powerful spellcaster. And we are woefully underprepared for an individual of this magnitude. So if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right.
Do what she says. Keep the information close to your chest, but do not leave your allies unprepared. And I say this as someone who wants Elderspark dead just as much as you do.
I know you can raise the dead.
As do I.
The true life or the mockery that is undeath?
Who knows? Probably both.
If he gets that fucking crown working. God help us all. You'll excuse me. I have the successor of my best friend to track down. Gods only know how difficult that will be, given his penchant for riddles and games. And I have a wife to comfort. So if you will all excuse me, I have much to do. She looks at you, Sealfree. Spare no expense. Do not hesitate. Do you understand?
Very much.
Say again?
Very much. Sorry.
She reaches into her desk and she pulls out a little tiny pouch and she puts it in your hand and then she closes your hand around it and looks you in the eye. I'm very sorry. She kind of pats your hand and opens the door for all of you to leave.
Is your pads out?
So first gonna take like a really deep breath and hold whatever Sandraza just gave her really tight in her hand and like get up and kind of like very tired now, like just walk out.
Locke will follow Silvery.
I'll follow after walk.
Alfred kind of lets out a big sigh. And as he's walking out, I'll end this. And keep walking.
She looks down at you because she is more than twice your height. And she just... And she turns back around and you can hear the sound of her drawer open and then the clinking of crystal and then the pouring of liquid. You assume she's having a drink, as
for
you
her.
walk back down the stairs.
For her.
She deserves it.
So you all make your way out of the Aurora Citadel, I'm assuming. As you step into the lobby, a very familiar, very orange figure is standing next to a less familiar, and also slightly less orange figure with tiefling horns. And they seem to be having a conversation about something. And the young girl looks visibly less than comfortable. But they seem to be having a conversation of some sort, and she notices you, Isra, out of the corner of your eye, and she looks at you, Marcus. And then she turns her attention back to Isra. And she very, very gingerly leans down and kisses Savius on the forehead. But it's very gentle, but also very robotic looking, like calculated almost. And she turns and walks up to you. I heard that there was quite a bit of drama.
That is a way of putting the events, yes.
I apologize that I was not with you, but I do not believe that I would have helped Zindra's anger very much.
Granted, I'm surprised that I managed to last through as long as I did. And Yusra just goes in and just...
She, wraps an arm around you and just kind of, very gently pets the back of your head. So much more affectionate than she was with her son 2 seconds ago. And she gives you a real tight squeeze before letting you go again. So what is the plan?
Well, we have been contracted to deal with the situation.
Oh.
And
Oh.
unfortunately, while I was reticent to get myself involved in the personal affairs of others, it became an official request. So I am...
Diplomatic?
On behalf of the house, yes.
You always did know how to fight dirty. Very well.
So...
We will simply have to do what we have to do.
Yes, and I believe, well, I know I would greatly appreciate having you there with me.
Yes.
But I think we can all agree that having you on our side will help to even the odds.
Probably. I think that I would enjoy leaving the city.
Yes, as much as I was looking forward to my visit, in the 5 days since I've been here,
You would like to
I've
get
come
the
to
fuck
regret
out.
this decision.
Yes, I understand. All right, well... All right.
So for now, we relax, we prepare, and then we figure out where the fuck we are going. As she turns to face the rest of the party.
He looks at all of you. Who would like a drink?
Oh, God. Yes.
Albert very quickly raises his hands.
And she starts walking towards the door.
Well, you're paying, right?
Obviously.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm right behind her.
I'm
I
at the
assume-
back.
Easter's right behind.
Oh no, I am walking
Yeah.
right alongside her.
Locke, what's in your brain right now?
Not good. I mean, did you like? Was that just a general question or like?
Yeah,
a genuine
like
question?
what you doing? What's going on? How's it
I'm
hanging?
behind Alfred and Silfrey.
Great.
Sorry, I was like,
I'm at
But-
the back.
Pads along beside you.
I am just walking. It is like autopilot.
Yeah, I imagine so. At some point on the walk to, surprisingly enough, Brunera seems to be guiding you towards the same bar you went to the first day you were all together, which is really interesting. Like, maybe it just has a reputation for being really good or something, but odd that in a
Wait.
city the size, you've only been to 2 bars. You had a question?
Yeah, what did Droza give me?
I'm glad you asked. As you are walking, you open up the teeny tiny little pouch, and you find 100 gold inside.
depression cured.
Girlie just had that in her desk.
Fuck Lunkin.
I'm assuming she has access to government funds.
She literally talks to God. She can do it if she wants.
Makes sense.
Yeah, she is. She used to be one of 3. She is now one of 2 people in the world who can talk to a god. So Brunera leads you towards this tavern again, the Babbling Brook. And opens. She steps back for a second. And you can see she kind of condenses her form into something less terrifying as she walks. Like, she goes down to like a good, like, normal 6 feet instead of her usual 8. And she stops glowing, which I think everybody appreciates. Other than that, she still has a
Be
very,
not afraid.
she has a very, striking appearance, shall we say. But she opens the door and kind of holds it for all of you as you step inside.
I'm gonna wait for her to go in first.
She looks at you for a good long moment. And then steps inside, but holds the door open for you to catch.
I walk inside. I'm trying to keep my distance, though.
She walks up to the bar and starts ordering shit at random. And you watch as she, like, names off a couple different things, hands over a good couple of coins, and comes to the table a few minutes later carrying a tray of all different kinds of things, but they are all exactly what you would have ordered for yourself.
Great.
Okay.
You know, Silfrey literally is just gonna like take this drink and like literally, you know.
She
But-
turns
yeah.
to you and kind of puts a hand, like, on your hand. I made sure that yours was a double.
Silfrey's just like, and then I think she's gonna start distributing out the gold. Just does not care, literally. So everyone gets 20 gold.
Party.
Oh yeah.
My God.
I could have kept all of that.
You could have too.
You could have. I
And
would
now
have you.
Marcus is gonna spend it all on drugs.
Wait, hold on.
You know
She's
what?
like,
As he should.
no, it's literally like. Silfrey deadass did contemplate for a hot second of being like, yo, Marcus, you got some of that shit you want to share, but she doesn't. Stays in her head. Anyway.
Yeah.
Don't know if that worked.
Did what work?
I don't know if it added to my inventory. My pages.
Freaking out.
It's really fucking like that. Oh,
I'll
D&D
figure it out
Beyond.
later.
Marcus.
I don't use that shit.
Actually, anybody who wants to make a perception check while you're in this bar should feel
Love
free to
to.
go ahead and do so.
Yes.
Perception check.
Oh, are we looking for a familiar pink figure?
Maybe. I don't know. What
Oh,
the hell are you
god
gonna
damn
find?
it.
Who knows what you're gonna find in this?
I got a 12.
Okay, anything in
What is it
particular
with
you're
going
looking for?
from top to a 2?
Yeah.
Damn it. 12.
I got a 20.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
Just wants to see if there's
I got a
anybody
15.
that's.
Okay.
Ystra's
Vibes.
focused on taking her margarita and then crushing up some catnip and rubbing it along the rim.
First of all, I fucking love that.
At the beginning of the session.
You notice very little, Isra. Alfred, what are you looking for?
I'm probably looking for anyone that's like eyeing us.
And what did
Or
you roll?
maybe a 12.
Well, the bartender seems very transfixed on this tall orange woman with you. And also this cat woman with you, and also the human with you. But other than that, you're not getting a whole lot of stares. Seal free, what are you looking for?
Just if anybody stands out, you know, the vibe.
And you rolled what?
I rolled Hold on, what did I say I had to. What is this, a perception
I think
check?
you rolled a
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What's that 12?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. We'll say that.
Considering it is a bar on a, let's see, what day of the week is it? It is sorry, I think it's a Friday, but I don't know off the top of my head. No, it's a Saturday. It's like 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning, because like you guys have only been up for a couple hours at this point.
Oh my.
It is
So
11
much has
o'clock on a
happened.
Saturday morning, but it seems to be pretty standard for that. Nobody's really sticking out to you very much.
Okay.
Marcus, you rolled a 15.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for also anybody in the room that sticks out to me, but also I want to keep an eye on all of the people at the table and see what they're noticing and what they're doing, if I
Okay.
could.
You notice that Yusra is not at all focused on anything but her drink. You notice that Bernera seems to be pretty content watching Yusra play with her drink. You watch Alfred and Sealfrey kind of glancing around, but not really seeming to find anything super out of the ordinary. Because you are watching Locke, you see him look at something and you notice the same thing he does. So very strategically well done. Both of you notice that on the top floor of the Babbling Brook, where there is a staircase with rooms for rent, as is typical of most taverns, one of the doors opens. A elven person, can't really tell if it's a man or a woman, or none of the above, whatever. Elf genders be like that. Step out of the room, and their purple hair is mussed. And as they button their shirt back up, you notice that one of their hands is metallic. And they close the door very carefully behind themselves, throw their purple bag over their shoulder, and get out of the tavern.
After I see this, I want to like kind of look around the table just to see if anyone else did. And do I make eye contact with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How quickly are they booking it out of the tavern?
They're going pretty quickly, but they're also like very much like looking at everything as they run.
Could I make eye contact with them?
Yes, you can.
And can I kind of like hold their eye contact for a moment
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of nod my head kind of outside?
They pause and nod back and head for the door.
Okay.
They go outside.
I'm gonna wait a moment. I'm gonna look to see if Locke is still looking at me.
he's sipping at his drink now, but he does look at you briefly again.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk outside.
I do.
I see what-
I do a perception check as to why it's just literally got up left.
I'm gonna say no just because you just rolled one.
That's so solid. That's cool.
Marcus, you step outside. And as promised, they are waiting for you kind of off in a back corner. So, like, they can't be seen from the street, but you know to be looking for them.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like drumming their hands on the strap of their bag.
I'm gonna step off into what I'm assuming is an alleyway.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
I have an answer.
What all have you been seeing?
I don't know what you mean by that.
How about a trade?
What you want?
I want to know who in this town knows more than they should. And in what areas, and in exchange, I'll give you something.
Okay. All right. Start with Featherspell. Either Irving or Arian. Either of them. They both know way more than you would ever suspect from them. Let me see. And she seems to be thinking. And I am checking my notes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for information on a certain place, you should probably find their respective voices for the council. They drop in, they vote on things. They're just not permanent members of the council. They, come and they go. And there's a couple different ones. There's one for Sheolia, and there's one for Willow Rim, and there's one for Lily Reach, and there's one for D-Resh, and there's one for Catmore, and there's one for... Anyway, start with the feather spells. Move on to the voices. Find an Aasimar. Especially one with pink hair. They love to spill shit. And she starts like bouncing a little on her heels, and she's kind of looking around. I don't trust all the counselors, and I wouldn't if I were you.
Which ones?
Wizards make me twitchy.
Do you know anything about the angels?
Not a lot. Why do you ask?
Something's kinda ticked me off. Seems a little strange.
She kind of like gestures back at the bar. That one?
Who's to say?
I think you're to say. Well, the problem with Bernera is that not a whole lot of people know any dirt about her. I mean, you get it with most of the angels. You got pissed off kids who are willing to spill all the family secrets, but it's not like Bernera has a whole lot of kids or grandkids or descendants at all. I mean, her clan is the smallest one, so like nobody really knows. Nobody's willing to share the family dirt. They're all sworn to secrecy. I think if anybody has any dirt on her, I think you'd do your best to think purple. If you catch my drift.
I'm gonna start rooting around in my bag.
Starts rocking in her heels again.
And I am going to hand her.
I'm gonna hand her a thin, hollow stick that's vaguely like incense or bark, and I'm also gonna hand her a kind of long piece of pointed metal. It's kind of cylindrical. It looks like a bullet, but it looks bigger than what you'd expect for his handgun. And I'm just gonna hand her those two things.
She looks at the incense first and goes, "Rubbery sticks?"
Seems like you'd like it.
I know, I've got a whole bag full of it. And she kind
Well,
of
now
puts it
you
away.
have another.
And she looks at the metal and she kind of holds it in her flesh hand for a second. And with her middle arm, she digs into her bag and she hands you. What does she hand you? She hands you 2 days worth of Shadowfell Sage. And she hands you 1 day's worth of patch. And then she looks
That-
back at the metal piece. So you now have 3 Shadowfell Sage and 3 patch.
Cool.
She looks at the metal and goes, "What exactly does this do?"
You'll figure it out.
"You're right, I will." And she kind of like grabs it in her hand and puts it in her bag. And she goes, "Right. You gonna tell anybody what you've seen?"
Do I look like a snitch?
"No, and I like that about you, Marcus."
Okay, and I'm gonna turn around and walk away.
She tightens her bag. And as you're turning, you see her hand goes to her chest again.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of grabs at something. And she starts booking it.
Could I see what it was?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Nosy.
Yes, you
course.
absolutely can see
Yeah.
what it is.
Actually, never mind.
That's
Mhm.
that's like a 10.
I'm gonna say because you were so close up, the DC is pretty fucking low. It is a pendant of a crescent moon.
Okay.
You go back inside the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your companions appear to be on their second or maybe third drink by this point. Bernera keeps buying them, so
Istra, I will say, Istra cannot hold her liquor worth of shit. Now she's just draped over Bernera's shoulders. I love you. I love you so much.
and
Oh,
she's
it's
just kind of
so
like
nice.
gently like petting her head.
Istra's purring, just rubbing her head against Bernera.
I'm gonna come back in and sit down. I'm still trying to sit, however it is possible, to the farthest edge of the table.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
It's not like he's going, excuse me, and climbing over people.
No,
Why
I think that's the opposite of what he's doing. Bernera kind of notices you walk back in and kind of nods at you. "So, I assume that all of you want to retrieve your items from the Institute before we go, yes?"
Yes.
Right. Where exactly are we going?
Well, I don't fucking know.
You coming with?
I have no choice.
Hmm.
I am the source of Isla's power.
Seems inconvenient.
You would think
Oh
that,
my
wouldn't
God.
you?
It's not inconvenient. It's a wonderful gift to have you with me. And of course. And hey, it's not like you're at risk at all.
This is
We-
true. If I am discorporated, I can simply return. It is a win-win.
I bring you back when you fall. Yeah, you get knocked down, I bring you back up again.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Beast.
That's it. You picked up what I.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Would you like to stay one more night before we hit the road? In the city? I am looking for input from literally anybody.
Yeah, I think we should probably do some research.
I
don't fucking know where we're
thinking
going.
about hitting one of the libraries to see if there's any information we might have missed on the crown, these individuals. City records, that's a good one to start with.
City records would be in the Aurora Citadel. A library you are either going to find at the Eclipse or the Clerical Library at the Sanctum. This town fucking loves its magic. And it likes to center its resources.
Since Rosa mentioned something about the chances of them returning home being high.
She said they'd be stupid to do it.
Stupid? Well, I also personally think they'd be ballsy enough to do it.
That's exactly what Isra was pointing out earlier.
I think that they would be ballsy enough
Stupidest
to.
idea? You mean the most likely idea?
I sent a letter.
Okay. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Part of me wants to take a chance and send a letter to my home
Okay.
to see if they. I would have to be a way to be vague enough to be able to go and contact my family back home to see if they have had any trace of him around. Because if he's here and he's working with Outer Spark, she doesn't think he's been home.
Okay. If you want to write a letter and give it to the bartender to send, that's something you
That's
can
why I'm gonna do that. Fuck, now I have to figure out the damn letter. Just type it.
do. It'll take a couple days for it to reach there, though.
That's fine.
Okay.
Then it won't get back to me. Well, but there was the thought that counts.
There you
Never
go.
mind.
Don't worry. One day, one of the party members will get the sending spell, and then communicating with people will be so much easier.
Bard, cleric, wizard. No, I don't think anyone in this party will get sending.
Can't sorcerers
I
get it?
Nope.
Blue,
I
did you
don't
just
think so.
fudge it the whole campaign?
Need a sending stone.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Divine Soul Sorcerer. Yeah, Divine Soul Sorcerer and Aberrant Mind Sorcerer can get it.
Yeah, Hazy could for hazy reasons,
Fair enough.
and EQ could do things because
Because
he was a
EQ.
solar.
Yeah, you could send a little message.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All I'm
That's
learning
so
is
funny.
that I should have played a fucking cleric.
Well, I gave you the option.
Hey, it's not my fault. Warlock is more mechanically interesting.
I know. Oh, anyway.
I didn't write the sub. I
Eldritch
didn't write up the
Blast,
subclass
Eldritch
until
Blast.
after I decided on a character.
So, you one day one of your party members will get the sending spell and it'll make things easier. But as of right now, you're kind of fucked.
So
Anyway,
Wait.
so
Oh, wait. There's an Eldritch Invocation.
We do be sitting here.
Oh, no, I
you
need-
guys just be
oh,
sitting in the tavern.
Fine.
What? What shops are around?
Excellent question. Well, you guys are currently in. You guys are right outside the trade ward, actually. So, like, literally anything you can think of, if you are looking for it.
I would like to go to the trade ward.
Okay. I'm reminding you that 2 of you have gotten arrested there in the last week, so just keep an eye out.
Technically 3, right?
No,
No,
only
'cause you
two in the
guys-
trade.
You guys got arrested in the Perseus ward.
Oh, doy.
That's okay. Is there anything? Is there any kind of like shop in particular you want to try to find?
Scrolls.
So, are you bringing this up to the table?
Oi guys, what do you say about we go shopping? I mean, we got us gold.
I mean, I think that was partially the intent, but now we have some funds to aid in this, so.
Fonz and I'm finally intoxicated.
Yeah, and plus, we need rations.
I have questions.
I do not.
Rogue
That's
bitch.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh, can't wait to be very experienced in our fucking trip.
It is intoxication? Don't worry, I have you covered. As I cast Lesser Restoration on you. And alcohol is a poison, and Lesser Restoration removes the poison
True.
condition.
You are no longer drunk.
Which one?
Silfrey, I
Which
think.
Oh.
Slow vibes.
Not you.
Silfrey is not drunk anymore, and the emptiness returns. She's like, okay.
I was about to say.
Vibes.
You removed the poison and you gave the depression.
We're fine. Either way, she was definitely.
Marcus has something that'll pick you up. Anyway. So,
Ooh. If I do it
Silfrey-
on Marcus, will he no longer be high?
No, you'll be dead.
you will be a
Silfrey
corpse.
would do drugs.
Great.
We'll have
so-
to one day.
Are you
I'll
guys?
do it while he's asleep.
Do you bring up to the table that you would like to go scroll shopping,
No,
Tyler? No, you just want to get up
Just I
and
wanna
find
go
some
shopping.
scrolls,
I just bring
Hey.
up that we should go shopping,
and you just stand up and okay.
and I
I
start
want to get a
walking.
horse.
You want to get a horse?
I mean, it's gonna make traveling
mean-
faster.
That's true.
Yeah, guys, if we're gonna leave somewhere. We're gonna
I'm going to bring something up, and there is no wrong answer here, but we are at the 4-hour mark. Would you guys
Yeah.
like to save the shopping episode for next week?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I have work in
Yeah.
less than 6 hours.
I also have to be up for work in the morning, but it is my second to last shift because I fucking quit.
Hell yeah.
I really hope nobody
Period.
ever sees this. Anyway, we will put a damp on that for right now, and we will pick up with a shopping episode in the future.
Quick 6 pages of notes.
Tyler,